Hello and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge. We have 3 people watching so far. Oh, you're dressed up. Look at you.
Well, it was time for, that kind of thing.
Wow. Paul's coming correct for brunch.
I was thinking pajamas, but it's brunch time, isn't it?
I'm wearing a pool cover up.
But you're ready for that.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Eric. Good to see you. You're our first person to ring in. I see we have 3 people watching. Hello, all of you.
I'm going to call that unachieved.
I know, considering I can... Oh, hi, Knick Knack Twin. Considering I completely forgot to promote this broadcast, I'm grateful anyone's watching at all.
Lower forehead, raise
hi,
hand.
Mom. Good to see you. Yeah,
Lower hand, raise forehead.
Yes, no, one of our patrons asked me this. I had a message from her this morning saying, what time are you starting? I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't post that. People will join. Thank you for being here for brunch. I think I'm going to start with a coffee, but we have lots of brunch drinkies to make. And look, I made donuts from a mix. I did not make them from scratch. I made them from a King Arthur mix. So we will find out together how they are, but they look delicious. I made the glaze myself. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. How's everyone's weekend going so far? Eric says, having that Saturday mindset would do that to you. I know. I should have posted something yesterday. I was in balloon twisting land. I decided, my friend who books us for carnival gigs and such was asking how many balloons I can twist in an hour because I'm trying to get balloon twisting gigs. And so I decided to give myself a timed trial. And I had 24 good ones. I had a lot more. Like at first I was trying to go so fast that I just, I was just popping them and it was bad. So I was just like, you need to take a minute, breathe, slow down. So I had 24 successful ones. And yeah, so, but anyway, I was in balloon land yesterday because then when my timed hour was over, I did a whole bunch more. So anyway, that's my story. I know Paul gave a bunch away. He gave like 3 garbage bags full to like these neighborhood kids. Oh, thank you, Julie. You're like a Loch Ness Swan. Yeah, that was, I mean, having it be green didn't help, right? But yeah, thank you. I have to have a sense of humor about these things or I'll go nuts. Oh, muscle memory before speed. Yeah, that's the thing. I was just like, yeah, I was just, anyway, I had 24 successful ones. So hopefully I'll get hired for balloon twisting because I want the money. What are you guys doing this weekend? Does anyone have fun plans? I plan to stay around the house this weekend, but that's good. That's fun. I like that. I have playing behind the camera because we have the TV facing us. We have HR Puff and stuff on the TV right now. Yeah, coming from someone that doesn't always take his own advice. Yeah.
We threatened some crofts and we brought the crofts.
We brought the crofts.
Brought the croft.
I will be busting out the Love to Love You Brady's book I mentioned on Wednesday, the book about the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, which is insane. It is so, thank you. It is so whack. If you... Oh, hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Oh, Eric says it's raining in Pittsburgh. It's supposed to rain here, too. Oh, Julie has Schoolhouse Rock on. I love Schoolhouse Rock. That's great.
No,
yeah, Schoolhouse Rock is amazing.
Great place to be, actually.
And just kind of oh, thank you. I got a coffee.
Got a coffee.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just a weird, funny thing you might want to try. We were making a playlist for Ohana last night. We have like 4 months until Ohana, so this was just something we did for fun. But anyway, we made a playlist for our room for Ohana, and 3 is the magic number. Yes, that was a great one. Oh, All right, so let me make sure this is no one who's actually watching texting me. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So we made our playlist, and just afterward, we had Devo on the turntable, and we had 1930s Betty Boop cartoons on. Oh, hi, Errol. Good to see you. So we had Devo on the turntable and 1930s Betty Boop cartoons on the TV, and they synced up perfectly. It was so creepy. I actually made a couple of videos just shooting with my phone on the TV because it was so eerie. It was like they say about Dark Side and Wizard of Oz. It was like that. Yeah, it was so funny. So anyway, that's you might want to try it sometime. It was the Freedom of Choice album. So if you have, especially I think they're free on Tubi. If you go on Tubi and put on 1930s Betty Boop cartoons and then Devo Freedom of Choice, your mind will be blown. You coming?
Me?
Yes.
I'll be there.
He says, I'll be there. Let's see, what else can I share with you right now? Well, you know what? I'm going to get out the book. Yeah. So, as you may or may not know, the Brady Bunch Variety Hour was a Croft presentation. In this book, Love to Love You Brady's, which is about that show. This book is incredible, like in the kitschiest way possible, because it has interviews with, well, one of the authors is Susan Olsen. But yeah, when Paul gets here, I'll do some readings because it's just nuts.
Just pouring it off.
Yeah, it's Love to Love You Brady's, the bizarre story of the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. Yes, told by people who were there. But one of my favorite lines, which I was trying to find last time I did readings from this, but trying to find one line from a book, was they were talking about the Crofts and H.R. Puffin stuff. And someone's quote at the time was, well, someone was puffing stuff when they wrote that. Oh, our friend had a Piper Cherokee airplane. It had Betty Boop on the side of the fuselage. I love it. That's great. Somewhere I have a Betty Boop doll. It's like that big. And of course the head is like way bigger than the body. I gotta find it. Hey, Paul, when you come, would you bring me a Kleenex, please?
Oh, sure.
My nose is running. Yeah, so anyway, Croft shows. Just catching up. Okay. Well, he's taking his time, so maybe I'll just hit the bubbles. Except, did you put any? Oh, I can almost reach the glasses. All right. All right. I'm gonna hit the bubbles. All right.
Bubbles.
Did you bring the orange juice?
Orange juice is there on top of the bar.
It is.
If it's mimosa, it's not. Well, I brought it.
He's,
Well, what do I do with it?
I don't know. He says he brought the orange juice, but he did not.
You.
Yeah, is he coming back? I don't know, Eric. Okay. So my favorite way to make a mimosa, which is not the official way to make a mimosa.
Yeah.
Hi, Dime. Good to see you, DJ Southpaw. Okay, so I use a lot less orange juice and a lot more bubbles than the recipe actually calls for. All right. I'll do just enough. I totally flaked. Oh, Dime, it's only like 12:09. You're fine. I'm going to do like that much. And now I'm going to add my bubbles. Oh. You got to bring over the other bubbles bottle. These are leftover from last night. Yeah. Well, no, but I haven't opened it yet.
Well, actually, if you haven't, don't now, then I will.
Cork is in here really tightly. By the way, if you're ever uncorking sparkling wine, point it away from your face. Pro tip. Okay. Yeah, there was some, I forget who it was, some singer who pointed a bottle of bubbles, like he was opening it and pointed at his face and blinded himself in one eye. So yeah, don't do that. Okay, cheers everyone. Happy Saturday.
It's Saturday morning cartoon.
Ah, here he comes.
Isabel. I had to get a coffee, and then of course there was no milk, so I had to open the can of milk and blah blah blah.
I take my coffee black.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out. Exactly, Julie. You don't want to do that.
What am I gonna? Careful. You know.
Yeah. Point it away from your face.
Absolutely. It's the bottle says so specifically.
Cheers.
Woohoo. Okay.
All right.
You can cheers it.
Cheers
I can.
Well, cheers.
Oh,
Oh, you know what? I'll take my glasses actually.
Okay. They flew off, so there we go. Hi, folks. You know, it's no joke putting these things together. And then when you're in the different set, you have to set that up and get the lighting right and blah blah blah.
Well,
I won't bore you with these boring details that are boring me. But
I woke up kind of early this morning, and then I went back to sleep and slept like a baby. But then when I woke up, I'm like, oh crap!
You're all kind of cold, and I said I better leave.
I know.
I better leave her to that. I mean, we had thought, you know, get up early, blah blah blah.
I know.
It's like,
yeah.
we get up early enough.
That didn't happen.
I gotta say, we got Puff and stuff on, and the first time I saw this, sometime in the '90s, since seeing it in its original broadcast somewhere thereabouts, I remember like it was got on video out of a local store that had a really good selection. I'm like, oh, Puff and stuff. The quality was so bad. I'm like, whoa, 15th generation. I was like, did this show really look this horrible? Well, obviously they're taking this from closer to Masters. It was actually shot on film, and it looks like it. It looks good. All the
thank you, Dime.
All the effects are video effects, and they look just horrible. So
you have my T-shirt and sweatpants. That's okay. You're home.
There you go.
Oh, the waking up early just reminded me of has anyone seen? I think it was Modern Family. That episode of Modern Family where the guy wants the iPad for his birthday. So his I moved that because it was getting stretched too far.
Yeah, well, now it's actually coming onto my feet. It's in my way. I don't want to trip it up.
Anyway, so his wife says for his birthday, she'll wake up and go get him the iPad. And then she wakes up really early. And then, like, while she's waiting to leave, she falls asleep on the sofa. Completely bones it.
We should figure something out.
I'll forget.
These look terrible.
You know, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, if you don't actually clean them.
There's a whole section in this book about fake Jan. So
the fake Jan.
If you're as into Brady Bunch as I am, yeah.
Fake Jan is a real thing. She shows up at conventions and will sign fake Jan. I think we have something signed as fake Jan. And the fact is, they had a chance to actually replace one of the Bradys, who had already sung on record, they replaced Jan with a singer. So actually, Jerry Reichel has a voice and can act at all this stuff.
They didn't replace her. She didn't want to do it.
Well. That's the thing. They had to replace Jan because Plum's career was taking off at that point, and their management was like, "Why? You're doing TV movies and stuff right now."
I think
so. She was working is the reason,
right?
And sensible enough. Eventually she kind of wasn't, and she's like, "All right, fine." It did what? Brady Brides was the other series.
Brady Christmas
reunion thing. So I think she's been into it after where you have to kind of. Grow up, come to grips with the kid acting you did, and just be able to handle it.
Oh.
Otherwise, it's just like it ruins your life. The only one thing you ever did, and it's like she's done a lot of stuff.
Oh no!
So.
Eric says I've done that. Fallen asleep on public transportation. Heard my street name, thinking I was about to miss my stop. Got off 3 stops early. Had to walk 6 blocks home. When I lived in Brooklyn, I never did this, but the last stop on our train was Coney Island. And I think all of my roommates, minus me, at some point fell asleep and ended up in Coney Island, which was not close. It was not like, oh, no worries, I'll just turn around and go back home.
Yeah.
And that time of night, it's not like the trains are running all the time. So
there was a point.
Oh, Lisa loves your fez. Yeah, whoops. Time says exactly.
I in the same period when I was living in a different section of Brooklyn, if I missed my stop, it was a pretty long walk actually, because I think it was probably about 11, 12 blocks was the next stop.
Lisa's asking a question I think I can answer. So,
Okay.
When did the fez become the thing to wear for Tiki era? I think it has to do with like the cliche of like the Shriners conventions and everyone being like drunk and
And I know that like on at least one of our jaunts,
Yeah,
at least a couple.
Really need a Kleenex.
Oh shoot! I was supposed to bring those.
Oh,
like bringing coffee and everything. I have a hanky. The one of our events, more than one of our events, we have had a fellow who would bring 16 millimeter films, and he actually had one featuring the Shriners. I think it was early 50s production. And it was fun and fascinating. And yeah, they were all in suits and fezzes. So one thinks that there's part of the connection. And there's also something vaguely exotic about it. And if you get into cartoons, it's like whose sidekick wore a fez? I think it was Secret Squirrel. And I always forget his sidekick's name. It's not Bubba Louie. That's Quick Draw McGraw. But, yeah. Morocco Mole. It's Morocco Mole. Who wears a fez? Morocco, hello. So that's actually like amazing. And of course, he's got these huge glasses because he's a mole, he's nearsighted. You know, blah blah blah. You're blind. Anyway, I should do that too. By the way, that whole business with.
I can only do that on the electric line because I'm the last stop.
You know. Well, so there's one day where I'm coming home to Brooklyn, and I happen to be carrying a mixing board because I was in the studio playing, and somebody's like, "Well, we got this thing," and I was like, "Oh, I could use that." And he's like, "You can borrow it." So I borrowed. It's this huge, heavy thing, right?
Lisa says my friend and her husband are Shriners.
There you go.
I love it. You should ask them about that.
So it's this huge, heavy thing. It was this like 60s Sony mixing board, but it was useful for our purposes. So I got this thing, and I get on the train, and I'm going, and I'm like starting to get lulled because of the motion of the train. And before you know it, and I wake up, and I'm at the one stop over. I'm like, one stop beyond, meaning I'd have to haul this big thing. So I literally waited 45 minutes for the next train, going back in the other direction. Stayed awake that time.
It also says, missed my turn going to an ethylene plant. Thought I'd go up a mile and get off the highway. Next off-ramp was 20 miles away. We've done that. We did that coming back from a friend's party one time. We got going the wrong way on the highway. We're like, oh, we'll just turn around. Yeah,
where's your
20
next exit?
miles.
I mean, I was used to consider New Jersey to be the land of no left turn, but I have actually, more often than not, we get turned around there. We just get off, figure it out, spin around, and just go back the way you were going.
Weird.
Unless the Garden State doesn't have a northbound exit at the point where you need it, which has
the highway abyss. Yeah.
So.
Oh, Cleveland.
Cleveland is pretty fun driving. Not as fun as Pittsburgh.
Well, Eric's in Pittsburgh.
And here's Eric in Pittsburgh because we've first time we were driving through there, we're like, what's with the renaming the street 3 times while you're driving on it, and then your map just goes right to hell. And this was well before the days of the GPS devices, but still, I'm trying to read this thing. She's like, where are we? I'm like, I don't know. I tell you, it will screw you up. Otherwise, it is actually the land of very polite drivers who, if there's a chance to give you an entrance, people do it. I'm like, well, never got to hand it to Pittsburgh for that. Anyway, you've got a mimosa going, and your proportions were?
Orange juice,
Yeah, mostly people are like orange juice.
I know,
bubbles.
Not us.
It reminds me of the time that you were served a screwdriver where they decided to make it orange juice vodka.
Hi, Amy.
And it's like, okay, somebody trying to get her a little loaded.
Well, I forgot to remind people we're going live today, so I'm not surprised you forgot. Anyway, but I have to say something funny just from this morning. My sister and brother-in-law are currently on their way to Cancun, in the air. And
should be currently in the air right now.
But they were texting us before the flight. And they were saying that there was a group of people there who were already drunk. And this was 9 in the morning.
9:30.
I was like, oh boy.
9:30. Yeah. It's like, oh boy. I understand pre-gaming to go to Cancun. People do it. But guys, woo,
Oh, Dime, really? You think about Chicago and the bleep hole drivers? I think that about Boston.
Kicked.
There's even a name for it, but
yes,
I'm not going to say it.
All of you people from the New England area and environs, and certainly within New York State, we'll use the term. You know what it is. I don't have to say
Amy's not Amy. Amy's very polite.
Amy's a very polite driver. I have noticed that. But
9's early to be drunk. I agree.
Because she's considerate,
I said even if you're going to Cancun, that's a little early.
Well, you don't want to get there, sleep for a day because you got tanked on the plane, and then you're sick.
They're going to be passed out by 5.
It's like, all right, guess you missed the first night festivities.
I guess they were delayed on the ground. So yeah, Christy was saying the flight attendants better start making with the food soon, or this could get ugly. Anyway.
Anywho's, let's see. What do I usually do with this stuff?
I wish I was on my way to Cancun.
Oh, geez, I know. We've been to this exact location, their resort, which they own, their villa, many times, and it's lovely. It's wonderful. It's great. They haven't invited us. We were probably invited this year, and it's just a question of having the resources to do it. What are you doing with that? What do I do with this? What do we usually do with this? Oh, there we go. So,
well, at the ethylene plant, there were drive-in liquor stores. Oh my God, I love it. People were driving through at 7 a.m. I was hoping they just got off. Yeah, cut off the midnight shift. Yeah, hopefully. Want to get a dash cam? I can show you guys sometime. Oh, dime. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the there we go. It's like the creators who
that went across the room. So again, the warning to keep this away from face is no joke.
I'm telling you,
it's for real.
Dry out.
Yeah, okay, you will shoot dry out, but the bottle tells you so. So can't listen to your champagne bottle. Who can you? Actually, this is Cava, or is it? No, this is actually French. It's not champagne though.
I'm trying to find something fun to.
It's a Blanc de Blanc, I believe. So, whoa, hey, watch it this way. Watch it, sucker. I'll take the Peychaud's when you have a chance.
Okay.
I like to add some bitters to mine. Angostura is perfectly fine in this application.
I'm going to use some bitters
Peychaud's is fun.
I'll take some bitters too.
Adds, we'll dub shut there. Adds a little color too.
We're doing Andy Warhol's martini brunch.
Got a Madras going on here.
I wish I had a villa somewhere warm. I know, right, Amy?
Man, I'm telling you.
Why do you think I'm twisting all these balloons? Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. All right.
All right, I got a good quote here to read from the book.
Actually,
just from the cover.
We'll do it for real here.
L'chaim.
I'm proceeding. Oh, that's so much better. Ah, yes.
Okay.
Some bubbles in the afternoon.
A quote from Rip Taylor, who was on Brady Bunch Variety Hour. We all figured, what are they going to do next? They stretched it to death. That rubber band is going to break. How much can you pull? Please, that rabbit died in the hat, but they keep pulling it out. Hi, John. Good to see you.
Rippy ought to know. I gotta say.
Rabbit died in the hat, but they keep pulling it out.
Oh, where's the rabbit? Oh,
that's a pretty good description of the Brady Bunch Variety Hour right there.
I need like some confetti in my pocket to just go woo, and then that's the Rip Taylor.
But I was just like the description of puffing stuff. Somebody was puffing stuff.
I woke last night while we were watching some of these things to realize we'd moved on to Lidsville.
No, I put it on Lidsville.
Yeah.
I put it on Lidsville. Yeah.
It was that show was as described. Lids? Interesting. Yes, well, we get the puffin stuff and the lids, and this is what they were doing in 1970.
Rabbit dying in the hat was before jumping the shark. Yeah.
Yeah, interestingly enough.
I feel like and I love Brady Bunch Variety Hour. Do not get me wrong. I will watch that any time of day. In fact, maybe I'll put it on now.
It's highly entertaining.
But
one must say.
But I think that show jumped the shark like the first 5 minutes on the air.
I was kind of thinking 5 minutes before they hit air, it jumped the shark. But 5 here or there, there's no difference.
Like they even talk about in this book, since they interview all these people who are on the show. Remember, they have the Croftettes, who were the water ballet people and the dancers. And apparently they built the tank for the Croftettes a little too shallow. So like it was always taking your life in your hands to do those dives from the trapeze that they would do.
Because they do these big Busby Berkeley overhead shots and this Esther Williams dive.
Hi, Peter.
And it was just crazy what they had these gals do. And like I was just reading that section where the main diver was describing how sometimes we basically get no rehearsal.
Oh, Amy, I hope you win.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Crossing that.
Peter's asking, hi, Peter. Does anyone remember the Great Space Coaster? Oh, Pink Lady and Jeff. I have a record of them.
Yeah. They hit the top 40. I think they hit number 39, but they did hit top 40 in that period. There was the Pink Lady album, the one in the U.S., as opposed to the 100 albums that were released in Japan. They were really huge.
Got to do a Spider-Man cocktail for Peter.
That's right. But we got one positive on Great Space Coaster down there from John. Hey,
Yeah.
Dr. T tells you all about that. I do not remember, and you think as a Far Out Space Nut, I would. I remember Far Out Space Nuts, of course. And then there was that's with John Denver and no, not Denver, Bob Denver. Please, John Denver. Hi, folks. Here I am to sing a few songs for you as we cruise and in my lunar module. No, Bob Denver and Chuck McCann. I do remember that much. Who accidentally launched, and then they managed to have enough fuel to cruise their lunar lander like all over the galaxy. Kind of fun. But Ruth Buzzy was in, what was the other one? It was another space.
Oh, okay. Peter, yes, people on YouTube are remembering. Lisa, Eric, yep.
Lost Saucer is the one with Ruth Buzzy. And I forget who else was starring with her in that. Never saw that for some reason. I can't explain the gaps. I really can't. I am, however, wearing a Hong Kong, you can't see this, but this is in fact Hong Kong Phooey. So I'm doing my part for them.
Oh, I was like, that says Cash Pit.
Well, the Cash Pit badge says Cash Pit.
Yes.
The Hong Kong Phooey doesn't say anything, but you know who it is. You know what we're talking about. And he had a sidekick too, who was, I think, a cat, who really looks like he looks like the Cheshire Cat, which is a completely different studio. So yeah, a little borrowing here and there. So anyway, here we have our candy selection. You know what's in there.
Fun dip.
She's going to go for the fun dip. I brought over both of them. I got the 70s selection and 60s selection.
Oh, Jim Neighbors starred on Lost Saucer.
Jim Neighbors. Okay. Jim Neighbors and Ruth Buzzy. I should grab my phone and be able to look this stuff up.
Oh, it's all the nutrition information.
What, none?
I figure if you're worried about that, maybe this isn't the.
There are some kcals in here, that's for sure. Let's put it this way. If you bought into some Smarties, serving size says one entire roll. That's going to net you 25 calories. That's it? This is all sugar. Well, actually, it's mostly sugar that you can't digest, to tell you the truth. So that's
number one superhero guy. Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's dextrose. You can't even can't process that. It has zero nutritional value, and it's got 2% of your daily carbs. So there you go. But you don't eat these for food value.
I feel like if you're worried about that, maybe this isn't.
If you could eat enough Swedish fish to come up to your calories for the day, they would come back up. And then it would look really horrible. I tell you, it would be really bad. But it's hilarious. Zots. What are in Zots? Oh, a lot of sugar.
The only thing I remember from this is Eric, Lost Saucer, is where they went to a planet where they encountered an elephant chicken thing.
A chickafant. Oh, boy. Here we were talking about Chico sticks, which I don't think there is one in here, is there? Or is there?
Is there one?
I think there is a Chico stick in here.
It's either that one or this one.
It does say.
We don't want to mix up the 60s and 70s boxes. That would be.
They're awfully similar.
Oh, look, wax lips. Yeah.
It does say what's in here.
Bubblegum cigar.
The Lickum Egg, the Pixie, the Rainbow, Tootsie Pop, Razzle, Swedish Fish. No Chicken stick. Huh. We know where to get them, though.
Yes, they still make them. Yeah.
Okay. We know where to get them.
Sugar Baby.
Sugar Baby.
Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy.
These are also in the 70s box. I'm just saying.
Was that the Blow Pop or the Tootsie Pop? Tootsie Pop. The Tootsie Pop was introduced, I don't know, probably 1956, and has been on the market ever since. Probably introduced earlier than that. In fact, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, and then the Jawbuster. Oh, Toothbuster.
There's your gobstopper right there.
Toothbuster right there.
It's got a toothbust, yeah, that's for sure. We do have the
dental work is expensive.
We do have Amy's favorite, the Atomic Fireballs. I'm gonna have to go for one.
Keep working elephant. Oh, Amy says I love Swedish Fish.
Yeah, I like them too. They're kind of fun. It's a good cherry flavor. It's a fake cherry flavor, but it's a good fake cherry flavor, for definite. That's it.
Chicken the size of an elephant would give turducken a whole new name.
I'm thinking of the lobster the size of a freight train from Teenagers from Outer Space that they're breeding. And I'm like, yeah, of course you would breed.
Ready to do this?
Like, we might as well dive in. Might as well dive right in.
This packet has.
I'm going to put the nutrition information back in the package.
45 calories.
So I'll know where to find it. But only fit.
The peanut butter and chocolate commercial. Oh yeah, of course.
There you go.
You got your peanut butter and my chocolate.
There was always cowtails. There were the chocolate pops.
It's open. We gotta have it.
They were all an awful lot the same shape as like a sugar daddy. And there was, of course, bats.
Oh, yeah, Atomic Fireballs. Yeah, I think we got a couple of those, right?
Oh, we got a bunch.
You got your chocolate and my peanut butter.
Yeah,
You got your peanut butter and my chocolate.
Got a bunch of fireballs actually, so we're in good shape.
Right.
I segregated a fireball. We had a Laffy Taffy, but we infused it on the Wednesday show, and now it is gone. I recall that if you let it sit there for about 45 minutes, it will finally start leaching out flavor. How is it as banana flavor? How is it? It is very artificial, but it's what you remember. So there you go. Is this as you remember?
Yeah, but my tongue's going to turn blue.
Oh yeah, it's going.
Your tongue is also going to turn blue.
Truth. Well, you know, it's going to turn blue, and then it will turn all tingly because of like the excess citric acid in there. That's what makes these things also. And then of course they'll have these things with like super sour.
They only give us one stick, so we got to share it. But we're married.
Good thing we're related, right? So here's the kicker is I've never actually had a liquor stick, and it's actually the funny thing is. Fun Dip calls this the Lick Us Sticks.
Yeah, Eric, that's a good point. Oh, John says, I saw recently someone was making Easter chocolate crosses. So confusing.
Oh, boy.
That's hilarious.
Oh, boy. So anyway, here's the kicker. I've never had these. They were around when we were younger, and I don't know how I missed these.
Oh, we should infuse the fireball. That's a good idea.
I ate all. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. I was thinking about that. That would give you a lot of cinnamon flavor, frankly. And I bet there's actual cinnamon in there. It's got that kind of fire. So anyway, I don't know how I miss these things. Ate all of the other sugar. My mouth is full of metal. But we're going to go a lick.
Yeah, Eric says, I saw those commercials and wondered who walks around the street eating just a jar of peanut butter. Yeah.
Idiot, that's who.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
Oh, the Mighty Heroes, Peter's saying.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Mighty Heroes. Ralph Bakshi, I believe.
Oh.
For Terry Tunes. It's one of the last Terry Tunes that was made.
I don't remember that one.
And Bakshi worked on it about 1966 to 68 in that era. They're very crudely animated, but I remember them, and they're kind of hilarious because they're characters like Rope Man, Diaper Man. And Diaper Man is this baby who kind of talks like Popeye. It's pretty hilarious. He's practically walking around with a cigar in his mouth. Let's go get those creeps, you know? Great theme, absolutely awesome theme. It's like the theme to Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse is very cool, and the Secret Squirrel theme is good too.
This is still fun. It is Fun Dip.
It is fun. The flavor of this again, it's got that blue raspberry. Does this taste anything like raspberry? No, It tastes like blue raspberry. It tastes like a blue icy. It's exactly that flavor. We're gonna put that on the side because if we finish this, we'll be like.
Oh, I'll finish it.
Yeah, don't worry. I will secrete this over here.
Oh, Nutella. We have some Nutella.
We have some Nutella.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, the things, we're watching Jack Wild now because
like a donut?
We've still got puff and stuff. Yeah, we'll take one of these. I had one of the mutants this morning because I was a little nibbly. And, doesn't matter what they look like. They're still good.
I made these from a mix from King Arthur.
They've been on my training table since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Good mix.
Thank you, King Arthur.
Mm-hmm. I am Arthur, King of the Britons.
Okay.
Yep. So thank you for getting the spray. There's a bunch of things I was supposed to bring, which I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, she's noting that. You're right, she says. Oh, let's get some towels.
I got some.
You got some? Oh, well, I'll take a napkin, yeah. I'll take a napkin for this.
I thought about bringing a towel, and then I thought it would be weird to be like using a towel for a napkin when we have napkins.
It's not a napkin, it's a towel. All right, there we go.
I'm going to want some more bubbles, like really soon.
Well, I actually cracked the second bottle, as you heard, so we're like ready to go.
That's okay, I'm home. It's Saturday. Hi, Jennifer, good to see you. We discussed Pop Rocks yet. We have not, but we have some. Oh, you want to bring over some Pop Rocks?
I'm over there.
We do. Courtesy of Amy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this is actually, Jennifer, I'm glad you mentioned it because Amy's here and we could do some Pop Rocks. Yeah, that Fun Dip was good. He moved it out of my reach. I remember that from back in the day. Yeah, it's like interactive candy. Yeah, talk about fizzy. Okay, what do we have?
All right. I'm actually going to get this out of the way because it's in the way. I found immediately the Warheads sour! Exclamation point popping candy.
This also, this looks like blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry.
I guess that's
Sticking
really
on
a
theme
thing.
today, I'm just saying. Okay, so we got some of these.
All right. End game.
Good to have. Gonna try them. I also brought over some cash pit candy. Hello. We haven't. All right. Actually, it's better.
Oh wow.
Cash pit candy. That tells you the nutritional value.
I opened that like right here, and just the whole
none.
like just the smell.
And we just happen to have some fruities, which are those what used to be called flavor rolls made by Tootsie. So these are the ones that are actually flavors besides chocolate or vanilla, and they're good.
Just don't be mixing
They're
pop
also
rocks
pretty small.
and bubbles. Pop rock infused bubbly. I gotta try it.
If you stand back, because you know that thing
I'm
with
just gonna
the
do a little.
You know that thing with the Diet Coke and the Mentos?
Yes, I do.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes, Dolly Parton has new mixes.
Yeah.
I haven't tried the new ones, but
New.
yeah. We love Dolly. Actually, I got Dolly's book for my birthday.
Yep.
My Life in Rhinestones. So.
Well, kind of perfect. And she is a very generous person with her music, with her time, and with her
snack
success.
Aside.
She really spreads it around. So I got to say, and of course she's got Dollywood. Hey, you can just go and experience this whole thing.
I poured a little in my. This is going to be terrible, by the way.
It's
already popping because it's damp.
This will be awful. Yeah, I would say maybe about a finger.
I know what I'm doing here.
There you go. Look at that.
Look at that. It's all
look at those bubbles.
Blue and bubbly.
And look at those bubbles. Yeah, because cavitation points. This is going crazy now. Excess. We're actually I should put the CO2 monitor on because just in case the room fills up, we wouldn't know.
All right.
We would just get sleepy and they'd be like, what, Paul?
Right, that's
Paul?
Where'd be? Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Him, please. Okay.
I really don't think I'm sick, but I'm like so sneezy.
Still breathing dust around this joint, I gotta say. And we're getting onto the season where there's going to be more dust.
It was worth it just to see it. I'm going to wait until it...
Hold that closer to the camera so people can hear
it.
You can hear that.
Thank you, Di.
You can hear that.
It looks like a Star Trek.
Crackle, crackle.
Forward drink. I don't know why I keep buying them because I actually know how to bake. Because it's Dolly.
True, and
it's Dolly.
But there's also this. It's not exactly a kitsch baking thing, but it's like a celebrity baking thing. You're like, oh wait, Dolly's got a new mix.
It's really not bad.
You're like, oh cool,
It just tastes like it doesn't taste like the candy. It just tastes like the bubbles.
Tastes like the bubbles. Doesn't taste like the blue raz. It's strictly a leaching color. All right, I'm game. I'll take a few. I'll try and
do it.
It smells. You've definitely got that blue raz on your nose.
I mean, I think if you left it in there for a long time, it might start tasting like the raspberry.
It really just kind of tastes like the bubbles. It's funny. I'll try some of the
Hi, Tom.
I'll float to the ceiling.
Like in Willy Wonka.
And then we'll have to have some really rude noises to get back down. Okay, here we go. Very carefully, because you don't want too many of these. You remember what happened to Mikey?
Jeez. All right.
Yeah. You know what happened to Mikey? He's appearing at Thriller conventions.
Chiller,
yeah.
All right.
We had Chiller next week in Weehawken.
Really?
Definitely turning my tongue blue. Okay. And of course, it's a real messy. And sometimes you have to kind of lick that. Yep. And we'll take some of that spray to us as well.
Sticking to me.
This, by the way, is record cleaning fluid, which is 1/4 alcohol, isopropyl, and 3/4 water, tap water. Boom. That's it. Cleans records, cleans glass, cleans your hands. I wouldn't exactly call it antiseptic, mildly, perhaps, but it'll get the gunk out of your records. That's for sure.
So, did that.
Since we play a lot of records, I keep that around. But I started using it for everything.
All right, I need something that's not going to disappear as quickly.
Well, true. Well, that was also like 2 fingers worth of bubbles, and I think you want to rinse out that glass or grab a coupe. Looking blue, something blue.
I'm gonna rinse out the glass. I want to reuse it.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll take some of this trash while I go.
Some of the garbage.
And I'm gonna get some more coffee. How's your coffee?
I'm doing okay right now.
I gotta.
But I appreciate the thought. I do actually take a refill at the diner, but if the coffee is mostly full, I don't need it topped up again, because you get to the point where it's like, I got to drive, and then I'm going to be pulling over every 5 minutes. Man up. Physiolifting lifting drink, absolutely. Denatured on tape heads. I've seen two schools of thought on this. One is like you only use like the stuff from the company that says like TIAC. I'm like, yeah, well, they're using alcohol. They're probably just using denatured. And denatured, by the way, is ethyl, like those stuff that you would drink. The denaturing factor is they put something into it that will make you ill, so you don't go drinking the bottle that says denatured alcohol when you could, because you can buy that at the hardware store, not at the liquor store. So that's just a licensing thing. But that and the stuff you put in chafing dishes that's denatured, right? It's good. It works very well. And I've also primarily used isopropyl for tape heads, and no problem. The important thing in any case is dry them off, because it's not good for your belts, particularly the ethyl alcohol. But frankly, a really high proof, like the 90 proof of the ISO, or as high as you can get with the denatured, and you'd be great. So. Tape heads, a movie.
I heard tape heads. I didn't hear the whole conversation, so I heard tape heads, and I thought you were talking about the movie.
So did Amy.
How did we?
My baby doll, baby doll.
How did we get to tape heads?
Dime brought it up. I didn't do it, but I joined in. That's absolutely true.
So, okay, funny thing. I just went to rinse out my champagne flute, and there were just like a couple of little rocks in the bottom of it. So I rinsed them into the sink, and now like the sink is just bubbling.
Now the sink is bubbling in blue.
Rocks.
Crazed.
Right. Have a little coffee.
Oh, there you go. Color conformation on your tongue. That's a fun idea, I tell you. But definitely. But the truth is, if you're still using a tape deck, it's important to keep your heads clean.
What the? Oh.
That is a very.
Sorry, we have HR Puffin stuff on
That's
the TV.
one groovy looking line they got going on there. Looks like Snagglepuss. Looks more like a panther, and he's probably being voiced by, who am I thinking of? Dawes Butler, one of those guys. I can just imagine the voice, and it's going to be that voice, So anyway, if you're still using a tape deck, and plenty of people out there still have cassettes, still play them. You got to take a look at your heads every once in a while and clean them off. And all you need, cotton swab, ISO, clean them off, dry them off, done.
Is that a donkey? There's like a polka dot donkey.
It's a polka dot equine of some kind. And whether it is horse or ass, I don't know. It's one of these things.
Whether it's horse or ass.
Not horse's ass, just horse or ass. So, yeah.
Times says, sorry about derailing the conversation. We're talking about horses and asses.
Yeah, so I don't think you're the problem, my friend.
I don't think you're the problem.
But, we were just, a minor question about equipment. To my left right now is, in fact, a very large tape deck. And you have to clean those heads.
We're getting high on sugar, caffeine, and booze.
Oh, yes, mule. Yeah,
mule. Maybe. It could be a mule. It had a bow on its tail, so that makes a certain amount of sense. The Cheetos commercial where the kid denies eating them while he has orange all over his face. Exactly.
I didn't do it.
Remember when HR Puff and stuff was on chips? Yes.
Yes,
I do.
In fact,
because I love chips.
Wasn't HR Puff and stuff at the roller disco? And you're like, what the hell does any of this have to do with anything? But you're in Hollywood.
Yes, I did make Paul's smoking jacket.
As a matter of fact,
I did.
She did not make the ascot. That's actually a later edition. Just got that last year.
I didn't make this. This is vintage. I think this is a pool cover-up, but I wear it for a robe.
This is, in fact. And this is bunching kind of weird. It's because I got it tied here. I'm going to actually let that loose. There we go.
You don't have it tied for sitting. You have it tied for standing.
Tied for standing. Yeah. So suddenly it's like, and you look weird, and it was kind of cinching me. Yeah. You don't need to be uncomfortable on your own show. I'll tell you that much. For certain. So we were talking all of these Saturday morning kind of things. The one thing, and I think we have both been to the supermarket 3 times within the past 2 days. What did neither of us get? What? Anybody? Sugary breakfast cereal.
No, I thought about it yesterday, but then I decided to make donuts instead.
The donuts, frankly, have more.
And I wasn't inspired by the cereal aisle. I did cruise down the cereal aisle, and I was not inspired. There was nothing that had that je ne sais quoi that would have been
You
appropriate
didn't want
for
to
this
pick up
brunch happy hour.
a box of Crunchos from Snoop,
I
Snoop
didn't
brand
see
cereal.
the Snoop cereal. I would have
Oh,
gotten the Snoop
yeah, wow,
cereal.
funny.
That would have been fun.
I remember seeing that the first time.
That's
I'm
why I
like,
asked you if we had
wow,
milk.
somebody's kind of like ripping him off there, and then realizing, no, wait, that company, that is really Snoop.
That was why I
Kind
asked
of
you.
amazing.
That's why I asked you if we had milk.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they just asked about.
Yeah,
milk.
no, because I thought, oh, I'll pick up some fun cereal.
There was no fun cereal to be had.
It was boring.
I did notice recently, while looking through that aisle, that Blueberry was on the shelf, and I don't know whether
I didn't see that.
I don't know whether they just found a crate that had been sitting there since October or what, but suddenly it was Blueberry
I did not
and no
see
Franken.
the Peeps cereal.
No
I would
Franken,
have gotten
no
the Peeps
chocolate.
cereal. I would have picked that up.
I actually took some pictures in that aisle recently because I was finding some whack job cereal.
Julie, I miss those. Yeah, the little boxes,
yeah.
Frosted Flakes, Apple Jacks. Yeah, those are fun.
The Kellogg's variety pack.
Those are fun.
And I think Post does one too. But yeah, the Kellogg's, of course.
Fezzos.
Fezzos.
That would be fun.
Don't forget your Fezzos. Full of nutrition, 10 vitamins and minerals. The Kellogg's, of course, had the box with the wax liner, and you could take your penknife to it and slash it open. Didn't have to have a bowl. You would just use the Kel Bowl pack. And I think that was useful as long as you didn't slice through and then you were leaking all over the place. But I remember doing that at least a couple of
Eric's
times.
saying they never had sugary cereals. The most sugary cereal they ever had was Frosted Flakes. Well, that's pretty sugary.
Yeah, my mother didn't really buy that kind of junk. And
mine did.
It didn't matter. Oh, mine did. It didn't matter. I ate all this stuff at Halloween and it's like, oh, forget it. All went to hell. It's not like I didn't like Cap'n Crunch or anything, but most of the time we would have more like Special K. So, hey, I got some vitamins in there. What the heck? Pretty good idea.
Fruit
and
Loops.
I didn't really miss it. And I've actually had stuff like that subsequently. I'm like, this is just way too crazy. Like, I like the miniature.
Oh, Chex are good.
Shredded wheat in the morning, but not the frosted. I don't really like the frosted. It's too much sugar. And I throw in like dried fruits. I'm getting plenty of sugar.
So you up the sugar.
I have the sugar, but it's got like a lot of fiber and stuff and blah blah blah. And the shreds are very good for the digestion and all that. And I actually like the texture and flavor. It's good stuff. Not really good for my teeth because of wear and tear, but that's what the dentist says. But hey, I like it. And what am I going to eat otherwise, folks? I need something. I need something that's shelf stable because I've got a couple hours on a train to get to the office.
Being at my age, I should no longer eat Freakies, Captain Crunch, and so on. Now it's brand cereals. Yeah, we don't usually buy stuff like that, but I would have bought it for this broadcast. But I did not see Peeps cereal.
If she'd seen Quisp,
I didn't see the
if she'd seen
Snoop
Quisp,
cereal.
it would be right here, right on this stage.
Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am. Good to see you.
Mm-hmm. Gonna rain. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Coming through.
Oh, yeah, the little boxes. My
soon.
dad would do that. My dad would actually make the boxes into the bowls. There were directions on how to do it. Yeah.
Kel Bowl pack.
And drink Tang. Yep.
Yeah. Well, you got to get your all of your vitamin C and.
Yeah, my mom's saying, got a box of Fruit Loops in the cabinet right now.
Got to get your 100% orange flavor off of that Tang, absolutely. And it does have all the vitamin C you need. So there's something going on.
Rainy PA. I think it's coming our way. Yeah, it's supposed to rain today.
Astronauts really did drink Tang, although it was not created for the astronauts. Although space food sticks were created like after the dawn of this space program.
Oh, thank you, Amy. Amy's going to see if she can find a box of Peeps for us.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated. I'll tell you, somebody else has got to help with that because I actually don't like Peeps and the flavor of them. I would try it.
I will.
I would try it. But I'm not a really huge fan of that much marshmallow. And the ones that come in cereal are pretty ridiculous. So there you go.
I will.
We were talking just last Wednesday about Circus Peanuts, weren't we?
Yes.
Isn't there a Circus Peanuts cereal?
Oh, God.
Or am I just thinking about the marshmallows that you get in cereal is pretty much Circus Peanuts, which is like, wow, whose brilliant idea was that? So, yeah.
That really would not be good.
I was actually a fan as a kid of Grape Nuts, too, which is really just like it's all fiber and crunch.
You were a weird child.
Well, I ate all sorts of stuff. We didn't have all that sugary crap. And, I would probably, breakfast was bacon, eggs kind of stuff. Pretty standard fare, actually. Toast, a lot of toast.
Yeah, Eric's not a fan of the marshmallow texture either. Yeah. Confuses my psyche, what's left of it.
And the ones in the cereal are like small, hardened little remains of what used to be marshmallow. And it's because they got to keep it shelf stable. I know, but it's like, wow.
Oh, yeah, Pepper Tree has a fun video about Peep stuff at Walmart. Okay.
But, and speaking of the variety pack, actually, my mother would buy the variety pack, and there was Fruit Loops in there, so, Frosted Flakes. So I got plenty of that junk. We just didn't get Cap'n Crunch or Quisp. Never saw Freakies.
I did not even know about Quisp until I was an adult.
I remembered Quisp and the animated characters. They were Jay Ward characters.
Lisa says Errol was a weird child.
But I don't remember that Quisp had a competitor. It was Quisp and Quake. Quake was like this sort of lumberjack with big feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Quisp was this little alien guy who ran around the universe and talked like this. And he had a buddy. I think his buddy was Quunchy.
Quunchy.
Yeah, Quisp and Quunchy. And basically, Captain Crunch in little saucer shapes. That's all it was. So, but all of those cereals that are character cereals are basically Cap'n Crunch. So,
see, I feel like I was thinking about. I'm not gonna name anyone because
name names.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Not calling anybody out here.
Not anyone I've been in contact with for many decades, but we knew a child when we were young. We, meaning my family. I did not know all that.
I didn't know this kid.
We knew a kid who was not allowed to have sugar because he had hyperactivity and he was banned from sugar. But any chance he got to have sugar, he would do it.
Once you're banned of it,
so,
you try to find it.
No, I was thinking about him this morning because then it would lead to bad outcomes.
Oh, yeah.
But
what was the outcome you were thinking of?
Okay, I can tell it.
You can tell the story. You're not naming names.
There was one time, I was not present for this. I heard about it later. I think my sister might have been present for this. He got, after he was had all the sugar he could cram in his mouth. Apparently he got hold of a can of Comet. It was just running through this house, shaking Comet everywhere.
Comet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always think about that, the reaction, the freak out reaction is with the can of Comet, and I think, that's the kind of classic
Gettysburg Man was saying, speaking of cereal, the cereal aisle gets more intimidating every time I shop. Yeah, I would agree with you. And then ours yesterday was decimated. So maybe they just need to
restock, guys.
Cereal.
Maybe it was all sitting in the back.
Yeah, there was just they had
these days.
They had Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah,
and
the classics.
Yeah, and Captain Crunch, but they didn't have anything that was Snoop or Peeps or anything like that that I would have.
What did I see? There was a couple that I took pictures of. I should just dig them up. And you're right, a cereal store, I think you've just come up with your $1 million idea right there. I'm not going to take it. But if you come up with a cereal store, people will shop there. It's like that. It's like that restaurant in Greenwich Village in the big city that serves cereal. They'll serve you a bowl of cereal.
Eric says mine was doing beatboxing before beatboxing was a thing as a kid. I'd imitate a Tito Puente record.
Oh, man. Oh,
I want to hear that.
That's a great thing to imitate. That's very cool.
I gave my siblings spinning rides in our dryer. No. I was smart enough to put it on air cycle. Oh, that's good. You didn't kill them.
Yeah.
They never made it more than a few seconds before yelling to get out.
Yeah. Well, I think we've seen somebody on World's Dumbest. Remember that show? Who did that as a full-fledged adult?
Yes, you can buy the all marshmallows boxes of cereal.
Yes,
they do have that.
For those who appreciate such things, I tell you what: when I get some marshmallow cereal, I will pick them out and I will send them to you. And there we go.
Wait, what were you about to say?
I remember seeing somebody. I think it was on the Letterman show some 30 years ago now. Who had a stunt, and his stunt was he had a big dryer, a commercial dryer like from a laundromat, and his stunt was that he had a sweatshirt on, and he went in with another sweatshirt in his hand, and he was going to get in, hit the cycle, and change sweatshirts while doing this.
Wow!
And it was about a 4-minute process, but then it was done, he got out and he had changed it. It was that was amazing, and of course he was hey, hold on for dear life, because there was no way he was able to stand up at that point.
Yeah, stupid human tricks. And you think, yeah.
That's it. You saw stupid human tricks. That's exactly right.
Just a store that sells cereal. Yeah. Call it Just Add Milk. That's your $1 billion idea.
I'm telling you, somebody ought to do.
Yeah, Julie remembers that too. Yep.
Stupid human tricks, I tell you. There were some dumb ones. I think there was one.
I remember stupid pet tricks.
Dave did some where he had a trampoline and he had one side of Velcro, and the other side of Velcro was the wall, and they would like jump and hit the wall and stick. And there was one where they made a whole suit of Alka-Seltzer, and they dumped him into a tank, and it was just like fizz. I think you would actually be in a bit of danger from CO2 inhalation at that point, because that's a lot of off-gassing.
The angle, because since we have Puff and stuff on, the angle that the flute is at right now, it looks like a tiki.
Oh, this is very true. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, the castrato flute that Jimmy carries around on this show. I gotta say, it is much better to see something that isn't 15th generation on Puff and stuff. The first time I saw it as an adult, it was so bad. Wow, this is actually pretty good, you know. But Croft was shooting on film.
This is like eating chalk and making my teeth feel weird. At least I was talking about the marshmallows and the cereals.
Oh yeah.
I think I have to guess. I don't know. My guess would be that they dehydrate them like that because you'll be putting them in milk.
They dehydrate them like that for shelf stability.
Yeah.
Because if they were just regular marshmallows, for one, they would start to shrink and look really, really ghastly.
Like they do in the cereal.
Like they do in the cereal, but they would also potentially grow bacteria or mold. They'd probably grow mold, and that's a real problem. So you have to get something that can hang on the shelf for like the rated couple of months until the freshness day.
Errol says, we found a 44-gallon fiber drum that previously had chili powder in it.
Boy.
Would get in it and roll downhill. Eventually it became nauseating. Never did it again.
I would imagine you'd get in there,
surprised.
Sneeze 10 times, and then vomit. So that's got to be, whoa, that's intense.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm thinking of...
Fortunately, you all survived.
Well, you know, all the stupid humor tricks that we did at the time, and I did my share of them, they were not life-threatening. They just looked at. And that is the principle of another couple of great entertainers who I'm thinking of, who are Penn and Teller. They always do things that look like it's just going to slit your throat. They do these tricks that look absolutely terrifying. Right. And they say like they do it because they're magicians. They can do it. They practice.
Hold on.
But their point is no permanent damage. I think that's their slogan. That whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying, it has to be something that you can actually get out of. So that's why they're still around to entertain you today. And I'm thinking about, I think there was an entertainer named Michael Motion who did crazy things with balancing and juggling. And there were stories about him where he would be practicing something and then like come up from the basement and his wife would see him all bloody. And it's like he was just trying something and it failed. Well, probably better to try it than do it on stage the first time. But yowza, folks.
All right, I'm trying to find something fun here to read.
Yeah, please. Well, you got Rip here, so that must be good. Okay. Yeah, fun stuff. I need to get a little something extra here. So I think I'm going to start moving on towards the 75 phase.
Okay. What would you like?
Let's see. Oh, I'm also thinking about the fact that some of those cereals in the Kellogg's variety, like the Sugar Smacks and what was the other one? The Frosted Puffed Wheat, whatever that was called. Those ones were actually like sugar and corn syrup, I think was coating them. You notice they didn't come in wax. They came in a pouch that was like paper and foil, because the cereal is much more hygroscopic. And if you left it on the shelf in wax, it would start to leach moisture in, and you would just have a big mess. So also notice that if you open a big box of those things, start eating it, halfway through the box, it's solidifying. So it's a real problem. Pretty funny. Oh, wow. We got a good response on Michael Motion. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't really see it Labyrinth. Yeah, he's a fascinating type of character. It's like watching videos of Ricky Jay, who just do crazy ass, close-up magic. I'll take the gin this time.
Okay. Keep it handy. I will.
I need to bust something out.
Jennifer. Yeah, Super Sugar Crisp. Yes.
Super Sugar Crisp. There you go.
Okay.
Which I think rebranded as Super Honey Crisp because sugar became a bad word.
I found a good section to read. Okay. So.
You read and I'll rinse.
The Brady kids talking about the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. They're interviewing them after, like now. when this book was
When
written.
this book
And one of the authors is Susan Olsen. So this section is called Dead on Arrival. Dead on Arrival. Although cast and crew members remained optimistic about the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, privately some felt that the show was dead on arrival. We knew in the beginning it wasn't going to work out. I couldn't believe it worked out as long as it did, says Chris Knight. Maureen McCormick had mixed feelings. It was like a dream come true in one way, and in another way, it was a nightmare. To think that we were ever thought of as a musical group just blows my mind. But it was really cute and funny, she adds. Susan Olsen made her friends promise not to watch the show. She recalls, I was like, please don't watch this, please. How embarrassing was it for you to have your friends watch? You tell them not to watch the show, but it's like, quick, don't think of an elephant. And of course they're going to watch the show so they can rip you to pieces. I love the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. Is it Breakfast Gin? No, this is Rose Petal. Dorothy Parker Rose Petal Gin. But Few Spirits has a good breakfast gin. What was it? Do you remember? We saw another breakfast gin recently. I never knew that was a thing until I found out about the Few Spirits breakfast gin. I was like, breakfast gin?
What was the one that we had? That we got a bottle
That
of
was
normal?
Few Spirits.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
From Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy's house at the first Hot Rod Hula Hop. We were not at the first Hot Rod Hula Hop time. There was a circus sideshow guy there. Oh, was that Lucky? Oh, yeah, Lucky. Yes. He's still around.
He's still doing.
Yeah, he's still around and doing his thing. Yeah, he does do the sideshow stuff. And he would eat glass. He ate a light bulb. I saw him eat a light bulb one time. Maureen was snorting the whitey during that variety hour. Yes, she was. Yes. Yes, I read that book too, Gettysburg Mail. Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll. Not bowl, poll. Let's take a poll. Brady Bunch Variety Hour or Cop Rock? Oh, Brady Bunch Variety Hour. Although I do love Cop Rock. But yeah, because Brady Bunch Variety Hour had all the people. It had Vincent Price, Tony Randall, Rick Dees. Rip Taylor was one of their stars. And I just remember he didn't get along with Alice on the show. They were always kind of at each other, which was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, there's also breakfast whiskey. Where have I been?
Hello.
Not having whiskey for breakfast, apparently. Yes, Lucky. Yeah. Yeah, he does great. He does great sideshow work. Oh, the synchronized swimmers. Yes. The Croftettes. And I mentioned this earlier, but apparently when they were building the tank for the synchronized swimmers, they built it too shallow. So they would dive from the ceiling, and it was kind of taking their lives in their hands. One of them hit the bottom of the tank pretty hard. She was okay, thankfully, but yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, exactly. As Paul says, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Crips. Jeez.
Thanks for building a tank deep enough to not die. And they danced, too. One of them was Patty Simcox in Greece. The early 1880s, it was common. 1800s, it was common to have a shot of whiskey in the morning. Yeah. Oh, no belly flops. They drank so much. I wish I could remember the name of this book, but it was about people from before our era, before our parents' eras, and just how much these people drank.
Putting away.
And no joke, people wake up in the morning, have their breakfast drink, and then they might have another drink before work, and then they go to work and have a drink. And by lunch, I would have been completely smashed. But yeah, they just drank all day, so much booze. Yeah, morning, noon, and night shots of whiskey.
Hello.
Exactly. Before times. Yeah, before times. I mean, I'm not even joking. How would you get through a day drinking that much?
Pretty drunk. That's how you get through the day.
I mean, believe me, no one enjoys a drink more than me, but damn, that's a lot of booze.
We are talking an era when the hard stuff had been widely available for maybe about 100 years. Before that, people had been making it forever, but it was a lot more expensive. Suddenly, it was really cheap.
I just got an idea.
Because rum was actually fairly inexpensive to make. But also, whiskey was an extremely popular thing, and rye whiskey was the drink of choice in other places. It kept. If you're heading out to the frontier, you could bring along your whiskey. There was no problem with spoilage. Didn't have to be fresh like the beer. So there was a thing, but I think that people were kind of drinking it like beer. And I think, well, that's not a substitute. And, there's a real problem with that. And you did see some immediate problems developing during the 19th century, which is why we had a temperance movement.
Gettysburg Ma'am, wait, which season was it? Gettysburg Ma'am was saying, do you remember the one Brady Bunch episode where Mike came home from work and made a drink on the bar cart at the door?
Oh, wow.
I don't specifically remember that, but I've seen all of them.
Probably first season. Anyway, so I've got a little bit of that. Which syrup did I put in there?
Give me that bottle.
Oh, the Chiron.
Unhand that bottle.
Lavender syrup, and just a little bit of sour here because it's a pretty sweet syrup. I'm going to fill with the bubbles. And this will probably still form a layer. It kind of does. Well, that dissipated. There we go. And it's slightly blue because of the lavender.
Now, did you do the gin?
I don't think I did the gin.
All right, well, I have an idea. Peter requested.
I'll take that shot.
Peter requested a Spider-Man cocktail. You still here, Peter?
Yeah, right.
Peter, ring in if you're still here. Yeah, like watching Mad Men, so much booze.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's very good to start with. And here, I'm going to add a cube to make sure that it stays cold. That sounds like a good one.
I don't know if Peter's still here, but he requested a Spider-Man drink, so I have an idea.
Spider-Man. Let's go for about 3/4 of an ounce.
Season 1. He made a drink, stirred it, put the stirrer in his mouth, but you never see him mix a drink again. Okay, Peter. So I'm going to start with the Dorothy Parker gin because Peter Parker.
Hello.
Okay, I have an idea.
Peter Parker, Dorothy Parker, Peter Mora.
They're all Parkers. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'll take that shot, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
All
right, so I'm going to do an ounce of the Dorothy Parker.
It's going to take some of this down because it's pretty full. That's actually quite nice. Yeah.
I'm going to do it in my flute.
Yep. When I say 75 it, I'm thinking of the French 75, and we do a lot of variations on that because it's a classic. It's pretty simple. If you want to make the classic according to script, make a sidecar, top it with bubbles. That's about it. You could probably make a half a sidecar top with bubbles, and that's still appropriate.
Yes, there's a reason a bottle of beer, a glass of wine, and a shot of whiskey are the sizes they are. Exactly.
And they're equivalent. That's always the thing. That's like, how much am I drinking? It's like, how many have you had? And you say, how many wines? And the wine is this much, and the beer is this much.
Exactly.
Right. Because of the proof. And they're equivalent. Like one shot, which I think is really 1.5 ounces of the hard stuff, is equivalent to your 12-ounce beer to your 4-ounce wine.
I'm adding
And that's just the concentration. Boom. Absolutely.
I don't want to leave this in here, but I just put on a cube to just get my gin cold.
Didn't bring a spoon over, did I?
I'll get one. Okay, anyway. But because Spider-Man. I'm going to add some sour cherry and make it red. So
now, of course, I'm thinking of the 60s cartoon Spider-Man theme as performed by the Ramones because we've heard that recently. And it's great. It's actually really, I don't think there's a bad version of the song, or could be.
We'll call that a half ounce.
And then, of course, I'm thinking of the Johnny Quest theme music, which is pretty fantastic. So, but even like just to score, there should just be a CD from Film Score Monthly of just Johnny Quest themes from the show. Very cool.
We don't have any Pierre Ferrand anything, do we? Okay, my cube is melting. So
no, but we have the orange over there from Mathilde.
No, I'm just thinking we need something called Peter.
Oh, yeah, we don't have any Ferrand. That's true. Yeah, we have the Marnier. Peter enjoys Marnier.
Peter enjoys Marnier. I'm going to add a little dash of Grand Marnier, Peter.
Of Marnier.
All right, little dash.
There we go.
Just a dash.
Merely a finger.
Not even a finger, a dash.
Not a finger.
A dash of Grand Marnier.
Bingo.
Okay. Just a dash. Pinch between cheek and gum.
Like Dime said, I'm merely drinking for medicinal purposes.
Exactly. Okay.
Back when booze was considered medicine, which we all know, of course, liquor has no medicinal properties whatsoever. It will not cure that cold.
Okay.
However, and I point this out on the show many times,
Couldn't wait.
are you okay with a shot of liquor? And you have a bad head cold.
I couldn't wait.
If you make yourself a hot toddy, you will feel better. I think I can guarantee that.
All right,
you know?
So I added a dash of Grand Marnier. I'm going to add a dash of Angostura bitters.
Check this out. It's coming up.
Not a finger.
Not a finger. That's very true.
Aw, Peter.
You know, we'll be at that season in something like 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, less. What am I thinking of here? 6 or 6. Yeah, like 6 months from now, we'll be thinking about trees.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You jam me the bubbles.
Bubbles, yes, of course.
I could reach over, but
yeah, well, rude. You know.
Okay, rude.
Rude.
All right, now I'm gonna fill it with my. Call it Peter's Parker 75.
We just got a jinx bounty a Coke from Dime there.
All right,
Parker
let's see what
75. Here we go. And prosit. So I just found these fun coupes.
Ooh, it's good.
At the thrift store the other day. And I've really been looking for some nice coupes. And all I ever find are ones which are very squared off, and I'm not that keen on that style. Or ones that are way too small. And we have small coupes. They're the ones that have the etched bamboo. They're very cool. I think they're Narataki crystal. And we only have 2 of them, so it's kind of a drag. Also, they're really tiny. They're Nick and Nora size. I said, how about something at least something like that size? It looks like a dessert cup. And it has like that little like bip in the middle there on the handle and everything, which is kind of good if you're supporting a few fingers underneath there.
That flute looks like a tiki.
There we go. It really does. I'm gonna make a thing out of that, you know. But so I got a couple. They're like 59 cents a pop. I'm like, the thrift store is your best source of glassware. If you're like watching this show and like, well, I never really had the proper glass to do all that kind of stuff, just get to the thrift. Check it out. Our Goodwill actually has a really huge selection. It's all cheap. And you can see it. It's not like you can't tell what's been in there or if it's chipped or anything. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Everything's like 59 cents, 99 cents, whatever.
Do you have anything for show and tell?
Question for you. You brought a spoon over?
Oh, do you need a spoon?
Yes.
I can get a spoon.
Okay. I thought you took your ice cube out.
Mine melted.
Oh, you didn't need to take it out.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you have a question, which is anything for show and tell. Yes. Actually, we have a few things.
I brought my book for show and tell.
There were a few things I would like to show you because we were talking about cartoons and talking about Croft. And I probably should have grabbed a much larger stack of these. And I cannot find one of them. I'll tell you about that. I will tell you where I have failed. Here we go.
Uh-oh. We have to hear about Paul's failure.
You know what? Give it a try. Right. I got to give yours a try. This is good because it's balanced. It's got the sweet and sour thing going on.
Amy says my local thrift store is awful. It's overpriced and has junk. Ugh.
Yeah, I noticed a thrift store, which will go unnamed but rhymes with Elevation Marmy, happened to triple the price of their LPs. LPs have been $1 at the place forever, and now suddenly they're like $2.99. I'm like, what? Well, and as my buddy pointed out, a double record set is $9.99. I'm like, does that make any kind of sense? So he's like, you're just going to end up with a huge stack of, all these, Chicago records that will sit there forever. I'm like, if only. I mean, I think it's mostly money. It's like, no one will ever buy this. Jeez. Anyway, Peter Parker.
Yeah, they got to know their audience. Peter's Parker 75.
Ooh, you would like this, Peter. Peter's Parker. I want one of those. Super fun. So, like, I actually had a couple things to buy, and I was like, you know what? No more $3. And I know that, like, in the wild at a store, I might, but it's a question of context. And I know that, like, the ones from the thrift, you really have to spend a lot of time on. And we do have a pro record cleaner, and I do it with the fluid and everything. Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'll tell you about records that I did buy already, because I have to bring some over.
We've got Family Feud going on over on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Between Lisa and Errol.
So anyway, let's talk about kid stuff. Now, this is something which you will find this a lot in stores, and it is always run over by a truck. Every time I find something that looks like this that has not been run over by a truck, I buy it because never had this as a kid. And here we go. Isn't that classic? Oh, yes. Gonna turn it on. Gonna give you the power. So, yeah, this was originally issued, I think, on Warner Brothers, and this is the reissue on Children's Records of America label,
Children's Records
which
of
has like
America.
their whole catalog in the back here. There's a ton of stuff. They got a bunch of Sesame Street stuff. They got Bert's Blockbusters, Let a Frown Be Your Umbrella.
Oh, we have that.
Yes, we do have a lot of Frown Be Your
We
Umbrella.
have
That's
that.
right. C is for Cookie, of course. Big Bird Sings! Exclamation point. And Grover Sings the Blues. Wow, that's going to be the best blues record ever.
Oh, man, we don't have that.
I tell you, the guy is blue himself.
Hi,
There you go.
Casey. Good to
Of course
see
he's
you.
blues. Is it? Yeah. In some parts of the world, it's Wednesday. Yeah, that's true. The curious thing is, I'm wearing exactly the same thing that I wore on Wednesday.
Yeah,
That's just a
look
throw
at
in.
Morgan Freeman looking hip. Yep.
Yeah, he is looking pretty hip, and he's right next to Jennifer of the Jungle, looking very hip, like super. The entire cast here is great. Like Sylvia, J. Arthur Crank, Roberto is just like he's ready for the symphony here. He's got this whole tuck going on. Wow, hot stuff. Anyway, yeah, music director Joe Raposo.
Easy
of course.
reader. Yep.
Easy reader. I'm trying to think. Judy Graubart as Jennifer of the Jungle. There we go. Morgan Freeman. Luis Avalos as Roberto. Skip Hennett as Fargo North, Decoder. Rita Moreno as Director Millie and Little Girl. Hattie Winston as Sylvia.
There's a song
And
called
blah, blah, blah.
Your Rich Uncle Died.
Oh, man.
The Clam song. Oh, it reminds me of Dan.
I think I did send that, didn't I? At one point, as a matter of fact. Claim song. Special guest stars Victor Borga, of course. Hello. Mel Brooks. Tom Lehrer. Yes. That was, I think,
Hi, Marcus. Good to
Silent
see
E
you.
is Silent as Tom Lehrer. There we go. Boom, done.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, Marcus, yeah, I think, yes, I think it's technically a pool cover-up, but I wear it as a robe. But thank you, yeah.
But seriously. So anyway, you were promised some Croft.
Grover Sings the Blues. Would that be on Discogs? Oh, I'm sure it would, Peter, yeah.
Yeah, check it out. It's probably on sale now for like $20.
Oh, and Big Blue
That
Marble,
sounds like a
Casey's saying, yep.
Oh, jeez.
Don't we have that?
Yeah, interesting
we
you
do.
say that. I saw that earlier. I should have nabbed it. But instead I nabbed the Bugaloos. The Bugaloos.
Speaking of
They're in the air and everywhere. You were promised some Croft.
Oh, Victor Borga was so funny, yes.
Yep. This, I don't remember where I found it, but I've never seen it again, so that's the thing. You see it, grab it. And here they are. Oh, man, these kids. These kids are really cute, you know. And the show is crazy because they're being...
Oh, Sesame Street Fever. We have that, too.
They're being chased by
Eric.
Benita Bazar is
yes.
her, as played by
Martha
Ray. And she is just like chewing scenery like mad because it's a kid show.
I want her outfits.
But it's just nuts, like all of these shows. And of course, they all sing. So all of these songs on here, like, you know, we saw Caroline Ellis sing something on the show the other day when we watched.
Oh.
And I like the fact that this is really, really early 70s because it's got that green label capital. That's kind of fun. Like our copy of, we were playing.
Those are tiki mugs. I'm sorry, those are tiki mugs.
Those are mugs. We were playing the 5-0
Which
soundtrack.
who just has
same
these
label.
tikis? Might not be. Those look like mugs.
They do look like mugs. That's it. This is
like
her laboratory.
just had tiki mugs.
She just broke some Florence flasks, as a matter of fact.
Yes, the Saturday Night Fever, or it was like Sesame Street Saturday Night Fever. Yes, Sesame Street Fever.
Yep.
Yes, I think we have that.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah, Big Blue Marble. Oh, you want to watch Vegetable Soup? I've heard of it. I never watched it.
I never watched Vegetable Soup, but I
went
remember seeing some episodes of Mulligan Stew.
Dime is saying, does anyone
Yeah.
remember the skit of Morgan Freeman sitting on the dock of the bay in a rocking chair at the end of a pier? I don't remember that. Do you?
No.
I don't remember that.
No, that's but you know what? It's out there because
Oh,
these
yeah.
are all kept the company producing the show like kept their videotape.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Otis Redding passed away like young.
super young. He was like
Yeah.
27. Stupid
right after
young.
recording that song.
Yeah, and I don't know if that is actually like how quickly that was, but it wasn't long after. The song itself was all about his experiences playing the.
Oh yeah,
the,
Joy from the Bugaloos. Yeah.
Joy. Oh yeah, man. All of you guys who were young at that age will remember Joy from the Bugaloos. But it was about he was asked to do a couple of nights at the Fillmore Auditorium in 1966. And that's when Fillmore was booking all sorts of fairly commercial acts, but they hadn't really done any big soul shows. So they brought him in for for a couple of days, and they put him up in a
Zoom, yeah.
They put him up in a houseboat in Sausalito, and this was like far away from the bustle of the big city, and he just thought this was the coolest thing. So he starts writing a song about it, and that's Dock of the Bay, which unfortunately he records, does some shows in Detroit, plane takes off, and that's the end of it. So, of course, the hit that we all remember him by was released well after he wasn't able to enjoy it, which is just life.
That's
And a lot of people,
sad.
a lot of people. So that's it. And I do not remember.
Yes, Morgan Freeman and Electric Company was great, Marcus.
Don't remember the show, but my buddy John does, and wish he was here because, yes, it's the Kitsch-en Caper. Boom. Another one of these Croft live-action shows with some pretty limited video effects. And all these songs which are written by some...
Captain. Daryl Dragon.
He does. And he's got a C on it for Captain.
Yes.
It's funny because he's got a C, but he's playing a character named Bugs.
Bugs.
PT, Bugs, Doc, and Doomsday. Doomsday looks like he belongs on the A-Team. Executive producer Don Kirshner.
Wait.
Who else?
His name is Biff Warren.
Biff. Yes,
the actor
Biff.
who plays Doomsday is Biff Warren.
We kid you not. NBC
So
TV.
preppy. He does look pretty preppy, though.
Very preppy. Alan Landsberg, Don Kirshner production. That's as much as you need to know. 1976. This looks like your basic
Super is
pop.
having his supper. I do not remember that. I have not seen Electric Company in many decades.
So anyway, anybody who remembers Caper, what do the letters stand for? Anybody? We can take a poll right here. I'm looking at it on the back here. I didn't know, so I can actually give you the answer, but we will give you a few minutes for a poll. Never watched it, so I couldn't tell you. I was too busy watching Hong Kong Phooey. And for live action, definitely saw Sigmund, Wonderbug from time to time. Never saw Magic Mongo at the time. I got to say, that's an irritating freaking show. Absolutely. Yeah. But Lenny Weinrib, who played Mongo, is one of the writers on Puff and Stuff, which we're watching right now. So boom.
Oh, we watched Clutch Cargo the other day. That show was freaky.
Now, if you want to see something completely
that was freaky.
Clutch Cargo, very, very cheaply made. I think it's a very early television show, like to the tune of 1949. I could be wrong about that. But super limited animation, and to the point where they don't animate the mouths moving. They actually fly in actual lips. So you've got these basic sort of like a still cartoon with like lips moving. It is really, really weird.
Yes.
You know, and if you were like 8 years old watching this, you'd go,
I'm going to have nightmares.
And, 45 years later, you'd still be going,
You're still having nightmares.
I'm still there. Anybody? Anyone for Caper? I don't know. Maybe this was not as popular a show as I remember. I don't remember it at the time.
Do not remember
I do remember Captain Cool and the Kongs, and that's the kicker. We own that record. I can't find it.
Oh,
so I'm sorry. I would have busted it out.
Paul, what was the 80s show about a band? You got the soundtrack. That's Casey.
Dreams.
Oh, and then
Dreams. Yeah.
And then Eric is saying, I only heard about Clutch Cargo because of the Max Headroom invasion in Chicago.
Oh, right.
Early Speed Racer was like that. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Really, really limited. It's very true. And I definitely watched Speed Racer.
I've seen Speed Racer, but not like that. Yeah.
Definitely watched Speed Racer as a kid. It was a really cool show.
Yes, Casey's saying.
Yep. Yeah, Dreams. Because I found two of them. And one of them had the still in it. So I remember reproducing it. I did a digital print for you and threw it in there, just because.
We got to do
some promo material. I believe Jimmy Gertz was one of the kids. And who was one of John Stamos, I think, was one of the kids in the band,
Hold on.
And we're thinking about other like anime from that era. Never actually saw Ultraman, but that would have been very cool.
I'm doing research.
I was too busy watching Super Mario Nation. Thank you.
I'm not fubbing you. I'm doing research.
And Eric's talking about nobody knows who hacked the WGN TV. I remember reading about that. That was really crazy. Yeah, it was just something that they did a drop in, and they did some fairly obscene stuff, as I recall. I think you can actually see this up on the internet by now. But there's a pretty good description of the whole deal.
Okay, hold on.
And it was actually well before there would have been good tracking on that kind of thing, and it was pretty elaborate. So it's like somebody just decided to have a lot of fun at the expense of WGN.
I was about to say, doesn't Jamie Gertz own a basketball team? Yes, she does. The Atlanta Hawks.
She was the Hawks. Wow.
She married a billionaire.
Okay, so she did fine.
Yes.
As it turns out.
She's been married to billionaire business executive Tony Ressler since 1989.
Hello.
I remember reading that recently because there was a picture of her with the basketball players. I thought that was so funny.
So apparently she's a b-ball fan.
Yeah,
We
they are also
And-
part owners of a baseball team too.
Whoop, there it is. Like a big
Yeah.
major league team or a minor league team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're just like she married a billionaire. And they've been married since 1989, so I'm thinking it worked out.
I guess that works.
Yeah.
I guess that works, you know. So
Oh yeah, about the Eric's talking about the Max Headroom, the hacking. Yeah. To this day they don't know who hacked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Casey's saying they had glitter on their face. Ah!
Who had glitter on the face?
Captain Cool and the Kong.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Yes, they did do that. The music, because I've heard the record, is just very bubblegummy. It doesn't really glam it up at all, which is too bad because
So, Dime, you remember this?
when these shows did rock out, you're thinking of things like the Banana Splits and Lancelot Link. Those albums are awesome. That's just fantastic, and it's pretty hard hitting stuff.
Yes, Jamie Gertz was on Square Pegs.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what I remember Jamie Gertz from.
That's what most of us remember her from.
To this day, we don't actually own either the Banana Splits or the Lance Link album, and man, those are things that I would pick up in a second. But they really trade hands for a lot of money. So I'm not going there yet because you can download this stuff. You can just go up to YouTube and buy the whole thing. And I recommend both.
I'm talking
really excellent
that
records.
Doctor Who hacking. This is just funny because Dime remembers it. She says we were watching Doctor Who when it happened. I read about it, but
this makes me think of the Time Lords. Doctor Who.
Oh, Wonderama. Yes.
Hello.
Peter, Wonderama. So we have the record of Wonderama, but we listen to a radio show every Saturday morning, Double Dip Recess, and he plays Exercise.
He plays the Exercise
Wonderama
on the Wonderama record.
Every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
It's actually a truncated version. Exercises.
Square Pegs. That was her.
Yep. Yeah, she was a preppy.
Hi, Satellite. Good to see you. Happy Saturday.
Hello. So glad to see you. It is very good to see you all here.
Oh, Lancelot Link, secret chimp.
Lance Link, apparently, well, the whole conceit there is that you had these chimp actors, and they put them on musical instruments, never thinking that you could get anything that resembled chimps playing musical instruments. But apparently, they do a playback of the music just to get it going, and the chimps would start getting in time. So you get a guy, one on the drums, being like, yeah, and it was like hitting it, and you're like, okay, that's kind of freaky, kind of cool. I remember Lance Link from very young, and I always thought it was really weird. And you see it as an adult, and it's even stranger. But it was a music show, and like some of those songs are just awesome. It was a tune that they had, the writers had handed to the Grassroots, and they said no. But Lance Link did it, and it's a great song. I'm like, oh, you guys passed on a hit, you know. But I can dig that, and I like the Grassroots. I think they did very well.
Is this?
They kind of got a revival in the past few years. That's just water. They got a revival in the past few years because of who am I thinking of? Quentin Tarantino used some of their music in various and sundry places. And then, of course, the band the Tarantinos do a great instrumental version of Midnight Confessions, Full Circle. There you go. Who killed KLF? Ah, bingo.
I'm still trying to figure out YouTube's censorship guardrails. I think it's mainly like if you're using copyrighted content that is not yours.
Yeah. Identifiable copyrighted content, and it really is like just intervals of tones will trick it up, and then suddenly the robot says, "Oh, that sounds like George Gershwin." Bang, you got a problem.
Marcus, it's so funny you would mention that. It says if we're going down memory lane, I recall Romper Room, and the poor lady who hosted it always looked like she needed a coffee break.
Oh yeah.
So the funny thing about that, I didn't know this until I met someone whose mother was one of the Romper Room ladies, and I guess different parts of the country had different romper ladies. Yeah.
Well, I remember the doobie. Now, of course, you hear this as an adult go, yeah. You didn't think that when you didn't think that when you were 4. But I remember that she had the magic, what was it? Magnifying glass, which was really just a loop of wire.
I thought it was a magic mirror.
Magic magnifier, and she put was it a mirror? I don't know what the hell it was. And because I remember seeing like a video years later, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Absolutely. Yeah. We do have a Romper Room record, which was a birthday record, which we had up recently for this one's birthday. You probably saw it on the air. And I remember that was an acquisition.
Magic Mirror, yes, it's Magic Mirror.
That was an acquisition from Channel 5 New York.
You know what? Okay. I'm not going to look it up on here.
You
I'm
don't
going to
search.
use my phone.
I got to clean this glass anyway, so I'll be back.
Okay, so she was in Chicago, though.
Mm-hmm.
So those of you in Chicago remembering Romper Room might remember her mom as your Romper Room lady. Okay, hold on. Wait, why is this in German? Why is it giving me it's giving me Wikipedia in German? Hold on. He always walks away when I'm looking something up, so come back, little Sheba. No, this is great. I'm seeing her like family and stuff, but I want. Oh, I think he went upstairs to get another record. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see. I feel weird about looking this up now because he's not here, so I'll keep talking. But yeah, her mom was definitely one of the Romper Room ladies. Because she talks about it. Miss Beverly. Her mother was Miss Beverly on Romper Room. So if you remember Miss Beverly, that was, I know her daughter, who is an actress now. Oh, Amy says a friend was on Romper Room as a kid. She was so disappointed that the magic mirror wasn't magic at all and was just plain. Oh, no, that's so sad. If Wikipedia is in German, it's a good day to make Spätzle. Yeah, that was so weird. I went and searched on her, and Wikipedia came up in German, and it was definitely her because it said she was born in Illinois. Yeah, they each had their own Romper Room host. Yeah, I didn't know that until she was talking about her mom because
Whose mother were you talking about?
Wendy.
Oh, wow.
Wendy, yeah. She grew up in Illinois, and her mom was one of the Romper Room ladies, Miss Beverly. Oh, they all could have used a coffee break, Peter's saying. Yeah, so if anyone remembers Miss Beverly, I know her daughter. Yeah. New Zoo Review. Oh, yeah, I remember New Zoo Review. Oh, Dime. Do you remember Miss Beverly, Dime? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, Marcus says, I saw a version from Toronto as a kid. Yeah, I love that they had different markets. Oh, I got so excited when she would see me. Oh, that's so cute. We never watched it. We definitely watched Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, Captain Kangaroo, Electric Company. I'll ask my mom in front of all of you since she's here. Did we not watch HR Puff and stuff and the Croft shows because they were just too dumb? Because I'm watching them now. I'm like, oh, my parents never would have let this stay on the TV. New Zoo Review coming out to you. She never saw me because my name was too unique. I always think of that as like looking for the little license plates or like the little personalized things when you were a kid. Like mine was easy to find. It might have been a little more challenging for my sister because she was Christy with a K. But yeah, I don't have an unusual name, and Paul doesn't either. But I think of that when you're looking for that stuff as a kid and you can't find your name. Land of the Lost was good. We'll see if she responds. Your great-grandmother took my kid cousins to a live kids show in Colorado Springs, and they put her on. Why didn't they take you?
Hello.
See, now I'm like, what? Why didn't they take you?
What? Unfair.
When we go on vacation. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't find that stuff with your name on it. Ugh. I think about that stuff now and I just get depressed. You know, like, I don't like to think of kids not getting what they want.
I gotta tell you.
She was more fun. What? Wait, who was?
Major Miss Astronaut. Whoa.
Rex Trailer's Boomtown.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. Gamami, yeah.
Mr. Dress Up. Well, there we go.
I remember Gamami.
Just catching up here. All these fun things. Oh, I love the local shows because there was.
I will also be right back.
Why don't you do that? Yeah, I can wrap with the audience here. I remember certainly as hell seeing Mr. Rogers as a kid. He was coming out of Pittsburgh, I believe, and I know that he was an ordained minister, among other things, which probably actually like allowed him to talk about, not allowed him, but like gave him the insight. That's a better way to put it. To like just talk about subjects like about cooperation, which is the sort of thing which, frankly, our society could use a little of these days. That's as far as I'll go with that one. But the saw that and did not see certain New York era shows because I left the state too early as a child. But did see WBCN's Zoom, of course, which got nationally broadcast. But I was seeing it from the Boston station. Hello. We picked those up pretty well when I was young, and there was a show. I must have been 4 years old. There was a show that was local to New York called Paul Benzequin. Or it might have been Boston. It's one of those. And the only thing I remember is he had a magician on once, and he did some tricks. And as a 4-year-old, I was like, wow, you know, big fun. And I looked him up, and yeah, he was a real broadcaster. And it's kind of like listening to and seeing the movie intros from Charles Lacadera in the 80s off of the Boston station. He played great stuff. He was a really good guy. So there's some local names for you, but I don't remember a lot of local TV per se outside of like the local news show when I was a kid. I'm going to pour myself some more bubbles, and I will take the brandy. S'il vous plaît.
Ooh, maybe I will too.
Yeah, maybe you will. You know?
Is there enough bubbles for both of us to have some?
I believe there is. Now, of course, you can do a French 75.
We should have gotten more.
You can do a French 75 with gin or brandy, but the original is apparently gin. So, but brandy I like a lot, so I will do both. And I will take that measure, please, because I want to make this pretty exact. And you know what? I'm mixing glass. I'm going to throw a tube in there and keep this a little cold.
I want some too.
Yeah. Some brandy?
Don't forget baby.
Oh, baby's going to get it.
No, maybe I'll have gin.
Okay, your choice. Here you go. It's a shorter glass.
Never mix, never worry.
Just doing this kind of thing. And boom.
Can you tell me which film that's from? Never mix, never worry.
And away we go, folks. Mm-hmm.
I'll send you a worthless prize if you can tell me what film that's from.
Yeah, Marcus, I'm absolutely in agreement with you. And I will say that there's plenty of times when I'm thinking to myself, I'm not agreeing to disagree. I'm just thinking you're wrong, but I'm not going to continue the conversation. And that's very important too. Just stop and walk away. People don't do that these days.
Who's agreeing to disagree? Are we having a fight?
No. I was talking about like cooperation.
Oh, I thought it was a rumble.
Mr. Rogers, as an ordained minister, had like these sort of like insights to be able to teach you about such things. Today they kind of teach you to fight, and I'm like, why fight? Why fight with people? Look, I'm not trying to convince anybody that, like, I'm right. About what? The only thing I'm right about is how to make a French 75, which I'm doing right now. This is the way to make it. And if somebody convinces you otherwise, I want some words with him. Boom. Otherwise, folks.
Take it outside.
Well, okay. We'll take this out to the parking lot, okay? There we go.
Having the name of Joe, I think unique first names were very cool. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, I suppose back in the day, everyone's just like, hey, Joe, hey, Joey. And you just sound extremely ethnic at that point. You're like,
Dweezil.
Now, there you go. You can always rename yourself.
I've been watching so since I'm learning to do balloon twisting, I've been watching a balloon twister on YouTube, Joey. And the thing is, he's Joey.
He's Joey.
He's not
He's a Joey.
Joey, but like I live in New York, so I can't say it without saying like Joey.
And you notice he's not Joe, he's not Joseph.
He's Joey.
So there's the thing. It's
Joey. I can't say it without saying like Joey.
I had the fortune to be named with one syllable. You didn't do too much with that. You could do one thing with that, And it's really, but it's still shocking to me the number
Giggle
of ways,
snort hotel.
the number of ways you can mispronounce my name. So.
Oh, my point was we should be polite. And if that guy's being a jerk, fine. I'm going to politely smile and walk away. Marcus, that's me too. Me too.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And I'm not disagreeing with you or anything. This is because, but if I am disagreeing with you, we can take it out back. No, I'm not going to do that. Hey, you got to come over sometime. I'll make you one of these. We'll have a good time. We'll talk about stuff. We'll talk about that jerk. That guy was a jerk. I'm telling you.
Joe Mama, a lot
Joe Mama.
of school. Really? I never even would have thought about that.
I'm thinking about the character Joe Mama Besser, who was a takeoff on several different names, as played by Fred Asparagus in the movie This Is Spinal Tap.
I was going to say, does anyone remember the Magic Garden? Peter, you might remember the Magic Garden.
We sure do.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. This is one of those
records.
Does
it have the producers on there?
This is not the one he produced, as a matter of fact. I know, on the other hand, it is.
Oh my God.
He's actually thanked right on the record. Your voice teacher.
My voice teacher was one of the producers of this show.
Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
People remember this fairly well, but they always look for the record, and it was really hard to find because I think it was just a mail order thing. I do not remember this show as a
on the
kid.
record. That's so funny.
This is the show with the two hippie chicks teaching you about cooperation.
He was dating one of them, but I forget which one.
Anyway, yeah, this is like a unique thing. I think this is sort of a boutique label or something. This inner sleeve has seen better days. And Cat Productions. Wow, look at this thing. This is homemade in somebody's lab.
Wait. The label on the other side is red.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's green on one side and red on the other.
Christmas time is here. Hello. Big fun. Copyright strike on that.
Oh, yeah, Peter remembers. My sister would watch it. Yeah, my voice
yeah.
teacher was dating one of them. I do not remember which one.
Yep.
I kind of want to say Carol, but I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Well, the fact is that they were teaching kids to actually, grow up and be adults and be real people and et cetera at an early age. And I completely missed that. We didn't get this syndicated. I think we had.
I don't remember this one.
We had the Big Blue Marble. We had Zoom, and we had.
What did you? Oh, never mind.
Newsy Review with very, very large, very Croft-esque characters. They weren't Croft, but they were Croft-esque, that's for sure.
Oh.
Anyway, somebody actually got this for me some years ago, and I was like, hey, thanks, man.
Kids will find any part of a name to make fun of. Like,
oh, yeah.
Smelly Kelly.
Yeah. Were you? Did you actually, bathe as a child? Of course you bathed as a child.
Bathed as a child.
Well, actually smelled quite nice, thank you. There you go.
I feel like the kids we meet now are cool. Maybe because I'm an adult.
Maybe you're an adult.
I feel like kids back then sucked.
Maybe it's just a thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Oh, were you supposed to color that cover? Is Satellite is asking. You know something? I'm looking at this and looking at all these things you could color, and I'm thinking you are probably very near truth.
Yeah, you could color that.
Look at that. Yeah, definitely. And as a matter of fact, I've got there's a lot of secret messages on here. This says Sherlock over here, which must be that character, and this says Violet over here. Maybe that's the color you're supposed to add.
Where does it say Violet?
My thumb. You see that?
Oh, I was looking over here.
Violet.
Oh, there's a unicorn.
Violet. You're turning violet, Violet.
There's a unicorn.
Boom. Big fun.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, it's a treasure chest.
Yeah, treasure chest with
it's a
creature poking out.
It's a trunk.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trunk.
Yeah. Boom. Done. Yeah. They do Pop Goes the Weasel, but they
it's
also
so
do
funny.
Happy Makes Me Clap.
Kurt's named on there.
The Hello song. The Magic Garden song. This is the garden of make-believe. I know that much anyway. And we had a name check for Bob. Yes,
you got to tilt it down. There we go.
Did actually pick this up some years ago. And yes, this features the full-length version of Exercise.
Oh.
This is a fun one.
Oh, yeah. New Zoo Review was different.
Very period.
The frog character, but the hippo one was kind of scary. I don't remember that. I'll have to look. Yeah. Okay.
Henrietta Hippo. They were.
I was drooly Julie as a little kid. Oh,
great.
Kids sucked.
They really did.
Ugh. I'm sorry, Julie.
I
would not have called you Julie.
And then I'm thinking, you go as Halloween with like a very large meat cleaver, and you're like, I'm Julie because I've had I've had brain surgery and I'm going to kill you. You just like, that's the kind of thing that you start thinking about.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, kids didn't make fun of
Julie's Revenge.
Kids didn't make fun of my first name because they were too distracted by my last name, which I won't disclose, but wowza, it's hard enough to pronounce when you figure it out. Pure torture. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
I was the bully that bullied bullies. Lisa says, oh, no one messed with me. I love it.
Oh, man.
There was a Jewish show, The Magic Mushroom, perhaps? I just remember a guy with a guitar singing. I don't remember that.
Magic Mushroom. Well, if there was a show
Mushrooms.
If there's a show called The Magic Mushroom, ... Yeah, hosted by Rocky Erickson. Hi, kids. Let's actually... I believe
we
Rocky,
need the bubbles.
If I'm not mistaken, Rocky's father hosted a TV show in Texas, and he was like the Mr. Peppermint or something. Bubbles right here. There you go, plenty of bubbles. We're in good shape.
Look at that.
Hello, got the stuff. So anyway,
we're not going to have to go walk about.
Anybody watching right now who's like, gee, I'd really like to hear that, just drop us a line. We'll figure that part out. Didn't we have a name check on the Big Blue?
Oh, Big Blue Marble.
Found this. So probably a good 20 years ago, I found this and said, yeah, I'm backing that up. It was not cheap, but it was not expensive either.
Fred Penner's Place was a
Never
thing in Canada.
had this as a child, but I watched the show a lot.
Oh my gosh, Marcus. I love that we're learning about all these different shows. We survived our childhood. So cheers to that, Peter. Yeah,
Anybody who watched this show as a child remembers the zip code for a certain Boston post office. There you go. That'll stick with you. For definite sure. Weren't we name checking?
Yes, let a frown be your umbrella.
Yeah. I had to grab these, We every time I find one that's not just beat to hell 15 ways from Wednesday, I'm picking them up because these are great records.
Oh, Amy says, I just told people that my last name rhymes with Alaska and Nebraska, and that kind of silenced them. They're probably scratching their heads going, what's Alaska? What's Nebraska?
Yeah. And I know that, like, the original spelling, like your great grandfather would have spelled it with a lot of diacritical marks, but the fact is, it's fairly phonetic too.
It was a giant mushroom house with a door he'd go in. Okay.
Oh wow.
Erica's saying, I remember some show as a kid with a guy singing with a guitar, and it freaked me out when he sang "Fly High" and he levitated off the ground.
Oh boy.
I don't know that one at all, but.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, and then we get into the subject of these, speaking of religious themed shows like David and Goliath, which was always going to tell you about Christian messages. And I think, people will watch this today and kind of gas on it, but it was Art Clokey. And it's the same guy who did Gumby.
I watched those shows, but I didn't know they were Christian messages. I was just like,
there were
cartoons.
There were lessons there, Davey actually does something stupid and then he gets called on it, Fair enough.
Well, I just called that Tuesday as a kid, but
Amy's got it. Boom.
This says, I grew up tough. I hated seeing others getting bullied. No one messed with me. I love that.
Isn't that great? Well, it's really great when you can figure out the secret of the bully is a fantastically insecure person. If you can stick the metaphorical knife in right there.
Yes, Gumby.
Then you can just take care of that right there.
I'm thinking of Gumby. Yeah, that was like Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Which when I think about it now, I'm like, duh. But
yeah. We watched plenty of cartoons as a child.
Gettysburg Ma'am saying, I used to be fascinated by this guy who dressed up in a space costume and had a huge drawing pad and would draw outer space themed art with a Sharpie.
Well, you're describing something that sounds pretty findable too.
I don't know.
Yeah, if we just kind of dial that in.
Gee, Davey, that's not a really good idea. See, I was a common sense kid. I'm like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
My surname is not commonly mispronounced, but it is commonly.
It just bullies me. Oh, Errol.
But it is it's commonly misspelled, and it's because of that show with Robert Urich. There you go. Thanks, guys. I will take the lemon juice, please. Of course, it did have Hawk, and I got to say, Avery Brooks, pretty cool. I'll just take a good solid dash. Thanks. That looks wonderful. Okay. Yes, I think so. And I need something in the sweet side. I'll take that. I'll go for the orange. We will stick with the
Of course you will.
Of course, it's the sort of dry.
Because I have to get up to get it.
I didn't ask for that because of that reason.
No. I'm just being funny. Laugh. I'm being funny.
Mathilde Ha. And recommended. Every time we find one of these French liqueurs, we try it and it's really good. I can't really say bad things about any of them.
The French make good stuff.
They make good stuff anyway. I'm aping that commercial from years ago. Anyway, just a little bit of this.
Picture Pages with Bill Cosby. I don't know that one.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Yeah. Cosby had a show before the Cosby Show, which was just like him rapping at kids and telling them lessons. And that also predated Fat Albert. And that was actually a really good show.
Yeah. Goliath, the dog from Davy and Goliath, was my favorite. Marcus says, oh, okay. I remember seeing it.
Yep.
I did not realize they were Christian shows. I just watched them. I was like, oh, cartoons.
Well, they're supposed to teach you values and all that. And
maybe I was slow.
As it turns out, the dog was a smarter partner in that relationship.
I always wanted that musical marker, Mortimer Ichabod Marker.
Ah!
God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Gettysburg Man's going to Google it.
There we go. Yeah, let's see if we can find
like French fries.
If artificial intelligence does anything, it can actually tell you what that show was. Otherwise, that thing is fairly useless.
Ah, Marcus is saying, I remember Picture Pages. It was not bad. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hope everything's going well there.
But definitely, we're talking about a little memory lane here with some of these albums that we've had for some years.
Oh, he's got more.
Oh, you know what? And I'm spilled. Get out of there. See, now I got a stain. You got to watch out when you're doing these things live. I never ever see this thing that's not beat to hell, but I saw it once, and so now we own it. What do you know? This is the actual Sesame Street book and record. And it's pretty thick because it's got this full-fledged book that's stapled inside of here, and it's got all the classics. It's kind of great. It's a lot of fun, and it's got everybody that you know. You've got Gordon, Susan, Bob, Mr. Hooper, and all the Muppets, etc., etc. Remember that Bert and Cookie Monster are played by Frank Oz.
Oh, jeez. A cartoon from England called Simon. No.
Simon. Oh wow. Huh.
Okay.
Did he do drawings? Because I'm thinking of that whole sketch from SNL.
My name is Simon. Yep. Yeah, every time Cosby drew lines on the page, the marker allegedly made his electronic musical sequences. Whoa.
Okay.
That's weird.
Oh,
okay. I found him, she says.
Secret City. Educational drawing program.
Okay.
Lady
Lisa's saying my last name was Foot, so I constantly got harassed about that, which was German, but it didn't stop me from being made fun of. But I got around it and all, and I knew who I was. Yes, that Lisa, that is everything. There was a Mrs. Hooper briefly.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, I believe at one point in time, like Mr. Hooper, the character dies on the show, and he actually made a whole thing about that in terms of understanding human beings and death, etc. But it was just the arc of the show.
Man, I would have been so disturbed by that.
I'm also thinking of the ways that you could pronounce foot in German properly, and then you could educate people. Actually, it's pronounced this way. Get it right! And you would be the one to tell them that, too.
Yes. So. I didn't know it. Like, was it actually a parody of that show, Simon? Because I remember Simon.
I remember Simon. I wonder, it's like I never heard of Simon. I remember
I like to do drawings.
Inspector Gadget, and then of course there was Danger Mouse. Was actually a pretty cool show from the 80s. He had a sidekick who was
didn't stop me. Lisa said yes.
Yeah, seriously, no. I think it actually propelled you forward.
Exactly.
And those out there who are still making fun of you are like, actually, I'm sort of a loser. Yeah, that's right. You are sort of a loser.
Sort of.
You see, she's still going strong. Nah. All right. Everybody had a copy of this. This one actually usually has also been run over by a truck, but this one is not. This was the classic of the genre that taught you a lot about cooperation.
We listened to that in school.
Yeah.
I remember we had these gigantic headphones that you could put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we listened to that in school.
They probably said Scholastic Book Services, and you would listen on this big acoustic headset. I remember that.
I remember. You're bald, fella. Bald as a billiard
ball.
ball.
Bald as a billiard ball. Bald's a cue ball.
Which sketch is that?
I don't know. Let's take a look here. I'll kind of hold this like this. You can kind of see. Let's see. The theme
Boy
by
Meets
the New
Girl.
Seekers.
I think it was Boy Meets Girl.
Okay. Mel Brooks and Ronald Thomas right there. Boom. Written by Carl Reiner and Peter Stone. Bingo. Yeah, this actually sold.
That's when I remember the
most. And it's probably still in print. I've definitely seen it on CD. People remember this. And it says, contains a special 12-page illustrated booklet. Oh, really? Does it? Oh, we do have the booklet. There we go.
You're bald, fella. Boom. Bald as a billiard ball. You're bald, too. What?
And this actually, if you dial that number, you will win $1,000. No, actually, you can't see that. There's a number written on there. It's a 212. Here's all the lyrics. It's all right to cry.
Go back to
Rosie Greer, man.
Girl.
That's kind of great. Let me see if I can find it. It's got to be one of the early ones. Let's see. Parents are people. Well, true. Hey, hey.
I remember that. Parents are people.
Oh yeah.
That's going to make me cry.
Oh, I don't see that. Maybe it's just because it's not a song. It's
not a
it's
song.
A sketch.
No, it's a sketch.
So, yeah. This is Belle, and it should be on that silver label, which it is, which is kind of fun. You remember the Partridge Family records looked like
that. Yeah, mommies are people.
And they sold very well.
Oh, I have to cry.
Oh,
just the thought of it is. I haven't heard it since 3rd grade.
No tears. Like, just showing you fun things that are in the collection.
I'm getting verklempt.
We actually, every time I see good condition kids records, I pick them up because there's usually a lot of great stuff.
Harry Belafonte. Oh, on which one? Free to Be You and Me?
Mothers Are People.
Oh, those gigantic headphones. Yes. I love those. I love those now.
Parents Are People. Marla Thomas.
Do you have the point, Amy is asking?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I have a spare point, and if you're interested, let me know.
Oh, Oscar the Grouch was originally yellow, but according to the canon, he fell into a swamp, which made him green.
Huh.
Since Grouches never take a bath, he stayed green.
Green.
Oh, my. The real world explanation is green look better on camera. Probably.
I'm going to go ahead with that final explanation there, Marcus. I think you nailed that, definitely. Also, the name check of is that Harry Belafonte. Parents Are People, Marla Thomas, and Harry. Oh, wow, that's very cool.
Wow, yeah.
But, Harry was the kind of guy who would do a show like this, and it would be like the best show ever, like when he was on The Muppets. Well, man.
But Mad TV.
All of those guest stars were great,
Oh, yeah, I still, I don't have the gigantic ones for the train, but, like, my headphones are still over-the-ear headphones because, fun fact, I can't wear headphones that go in my ears. I can't wear the ones that you stick in your ears.
Small ear canals.
I have like child ears.
Yep. But
and they pop out. Like they literally just fall out. Like I'll put them in, I'll wedge it in as far as I can, like whoop, pops right out.
I have a pair of in-ear, and I'm not that satisfied with them, although they're not terrible. But they do not stay in very well.
Dial it, Paul, and see if it's still good.
Yeah, seriously, I'll give it a try. Wait a minute, where's my phone? Hello, hospital. But I wear these things, and if I'll be out there doing the lawn with these things, they'll just be jumping out of my ears. Is that the point? Kind of a drag.
Narrated by Ringo? Is that the one?
The album version of The Point is narrated by Harry Nilsson. I think if Casey's here, he'll be able to tell you that.
Casey. Yeah.
Hello. Whereas the special was narrated by Ringo. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Didn't make it to the record. So you got to see the actual broadcast. And I don't know if that's available on video or if there are some rights issues with that. But I definitely saw The Point back in the day. Didn't really understand what it was. And then years later, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh, do you have a copy of the Limelighters? Casey's asking.
Which Limelighters? They were a very successful folk group. So let me know. Because or are you talking about like the show?
The only ones I have now are Skull Candy. They're the only ones that fit in my ears comfortably. I've tried to do it and I can't. They just look right out of my ears.
But definitely.
I was told by an ear, nose, and throat specialist that I have the smallest sinuses he's ever seen in an adult, and I guess I also have the smallest ear canals.
Maybe that's why all this dust gives you such trouble.
Well, we got masks like for snorkeling and scuba diving and stuff, and I had to get a child mask.
Fits great.
I guess I have a very narrow face.
Those who are fairly small in stature may be able to save money by buying children's clothing.
Parents put up with it.
Geez. But true. Yeah. You know what? I never got any bitters in this. I'll take the Peychaud's. Let's go for Peychaud's.
That's handy.
Yeah, you see, I was asking for something that was right there.
Are we ever going to open this?
Yeah, it's time. I just had a donut. Now it's time for something we
bought. I bought this like 2 weeks ago to eat
show.
On a Wednesday happy hour, and we never opened
Didn't get to it.
It's Smart Food chocolate glazed donut popcorn. We've had some donuts, so let's.
Popcorn itself is fairly healthy and full of fiber. This is not. However, this is full of sugar and chocolate, so we're going to try it.
Oh, thank you, Marcus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
yeah.
know, lovely
Oh, no,
sized
no,
face.
no,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Proportions are not a problem here.
This is good.
Yep. Good overall. Oh, so this is
It's
very
good.
much,
Yeah.
this is a caramel corn kind of thing, and they've got
Mhm.
that popcorn that really blows up into like very large spheres.
And it's smart food, so it's purportedly healthy.
Well, the base of it is healthy. The rest of this is sugary crap. Let's say.
Limited edition for popcorn fans who love donuts and donut fans who love popcorn.
That sounds like everybody is watching the show right now.
A serving is approximately 1 cup, and the serving is 140 calories. So, you know what? If you're craving donuts, but you're like, you know what? I'm not supposed to have donuts because they'll kill me. Pretty good.
This has the appropriate chocolate glazed donut flavor. It does. Actually, it tastes a lot like the chocolate.
I love being here with everyone, too.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Gettysburg, ma'am, and Eric, and
you know, Marcus, this actually tastes a lot like those chocolate cake donuts, not the chocolate frosted. It tastes like the cake donuts. But I like the chocolate frosted donuts myself.
Donut adjacent. If you want that donut flavor, you could do worse, I think.
Lime lighters through children's eyes. Don't own that. Okay.
I just eat the donuts. Well,
gonna look that up.
Clearly, we've been eating donuts too.
I get donuts.
No. But it's good. It's good. I like it. I got it because it looked like fun. It's a Pringles day. Oh, lime lighters through children's eyes.
Interesting. Is that the group of lime lighters, or is that just like sole concept that I don't understand? Interesting. If that will hold, that's going to fall.
It's not going to fall when I'm done with it.
If you prop it, then you'll be good. Hello.
There we go.
By the way, we're not done with records.
Oh, okay.
We do, in fact, have the Bert and Ernie Sing-Along. Make fun with such classics as Bats in My Belfry, On Top of Old Smoky, Sing itself, of course.
Oh,
and yes.
Like Sing.
What's the name of that song?
Is that the one?
Joe Raposo. He probably did all of these songs.
That makes me sad too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to cry again.
Oh, man. Here we go. So I got a joke for you.
And Ernie's playing the piano there. I did not realize Ernie played the piano.
Well, he clearly does, because there he is doing it. Boom, boom, boom. So I heard a joke recently, which goes, what's your favorite fictional... I just want to finish the joke, please.
I'm listening. I was looking at Dime's comment. But...
I'm just saying, like...
Okay.
Because I'll totally mess it up.
Try not to cry.
Yeah, don't cry.
Sing a song.
Bringing you a lot of, like, very early memories, and some of these are tough, I know. It makes me tear up, too.
It's making me... Oh, see? Okay, stop. Let's think about something else. Okay.
Yeah, well, no, I can't actually listen.
Let's think about something else.
I can't listen to Free to Be without actually getting a little weepy too. So there you go. So the joke goes, what's your favorite fictional vampire? And the answer is the one from Sesame Street. And the reply is, he doesn't count. And the reply is, I assure you, he does.
The count counts.
So we happen to have the record that completes that joke, but yes, that's a great joke. So.
Oh, Dime says, I found some healthy creamers for my coffee with 0 sugar and carbs.
Hello.
One is coffee cake flavored.
Hello.
It's the group with a bunch of kids. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Casey says.
Okay, we'll check that out.
Right.
Oh, those are pretty fun. I think one of them was Glenn Yarbrough, was a lime lighter. And he had a big solo career as a songwriter. So what does the count do on this anyway?
Count?
He counts. Numerical correspondence, sing a song of numbers with the Transylvanian Symphony. Ha ha! That's marvelous. Yes, counting is wonderful. Subtraction blues. Oh, there's always
Subtraction blues.
Always great blues on these sort of things.
I want to hear the Grover Blues album.
Yeah, well, it's a song anyway, but we've got to check it out. Yeah. It's a Lovely 11 Morning by Tammy Wynot. Marilyn Sokol. Marilyn Sokol is on this thing.
Oh, I love Marilyn Sokol.
Hilarious. Yeah. Okay. That's a great thing about these. You can just pull songs off and say, yeah, this is going on my next collection. So I will definitely pick those up when I find them. And when you find them in the thrift, they're usually just been completely thrashed and played with really, really terrible needles. But
some old videos on YouTube of the Count singing, and all they're doing is bleeping out things, and it makes it sound like he's swearing, but he's not, and it's just hilarious. The Count has a Twitter, and all he does is daily count with numbers and
today it is 3, 2, 1. Yes,
that's hilarious.
It's marvelous. The Count actually has a great number on the first Sesame Street Christmas record, where he does "All I Want for Christmas Is My 2 Front Teeth."
Yes.
Which is just fantastic. Used that years ago, and it's got this music that's very klezmer behind him. It's very, very, very cool. So I went back to the popcorn. The whole idea of this being a serving size.
Oh, Amy, good to see you.
Good
Enjoy
job.
your weekend.
Please. Yeah, it's great you can stop by. Marvelous. Yes.
Some more donut
The
popcorn.
joke that a serving size of the cup is a pretty good joke. I do actually like kettle corn, and there's a great recipe to make it in your popcorn popper at home, and we do that with some frequency.
Ooh,
When you do it yourself, it's like a couple tablespoons of sugar. It's not such a big
rubber
deal.
ducky.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, it's quite possible.
Ducky.
That's quite possible. When it was released, I think it actually did kind of hit
The
the
Count
charts.
on Twitter. Count on Twitter. It's an internet version of those number stations you hear on shortwave radio. Okay.
Oh, wow. Weird. Yeah.
That's
Kind of
weird.
hilarious.
Rubber ducky. It's another one's going to make me cry.
Oh, man. The other one.
Most serving sizes are jokes because they want to make it look like it's healthier than it normally is.
Absolutely,
exactly.
positively. And if you're watching what you're eating, and I know that you are specifically doing so with success, then a bag like this is just like, ha, ha, ha. It's like, this is stupid. You can eat the whole bag. So.
No, not necessarily.
I probably would.
Pour out a cup.
Actually, the smart food with cheese, yeah, I probably would. But this is like, this portion is important.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Katie's Mama says, I cried when Hooper passed.
Geez.
Mr. Hooper passed. I would have too if I'd known. Unfortunately, I didn't know.
I had a friend who just
Jeez Louise.
wept when Mr. Rogers left us. And what can I say? I spent a lot of time watching him as a kid. Taught you some good stuff. Taught you about imagination, which is very important. I think the two hippie chicks taught you about that too.
Rubber Ducky peaked at number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100.
1970.
I love that.
Whoa! I love the fact that you can grab old charts.
Dime did too.
Marcus, you know where to find all the old billboards? If you don't, drop me a line.
Was looking at a small drink yesterday that would be large in the 70s. Exactly. Like the drinks used to be smaller. Now they just serve them in aquariums.
Supersizing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's just the outgrowth of the 80s when it's just like, you know, all that stuff they taught you in the 70s? Forget about it. Just eat and drink whatever the hell you want, man. It's great.
The only time I'm thinking, you know what, I'm okay with that is in New York City where they charge you $20 for one cocktail. Or $25. But they do serve them in a very large glass.
Big conical. All right,
so
fair enough.
Okay, like if you're going to charge me $20 for one drink when I could buy the bottle for practically that much.
You know, I understand you people have to pay Manhattan rents. Yeah. All right, so that aquarium over there, I'm going to need you to fill that with gin, and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did not skirt the issue, Eric, you're right. Oh, Mr. Rogers!
Yeah.
Oh. Did you watch the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks? I really liked it. I thought he was good.
It was an award contender.
I thought he was good.
I could have watched it, and I managed to bone that. But you saw it. Yeah.
I did see it, yeah.
And you did have good reviews of that.
I thought he was good in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun concept, and the whole conceit around that where he's got this whole conversation going on. I thought it was it's a good concept. For some reason, it's reminded me of awards contender this year, the holdovers.
When you need a glass that holds a whole bottle of wine, Julie says, we have one of those.
Bingo. Yes, we do.
Not for us, for Glendora.
Now, like my office these days is located in Midtown, and she frequently meets me there, and then we walk south to get to a train to go back to this office. And we passed this joint, which I believe is Del Frisco's Grill. You probably have one in your town. And I see these tables, and a table has 4 wine glasses, and the wine glass, I swear to Pete, is a 375.
It's very big.
Half a glass of wine. That's a lot of wine.
I'll get it from him this season.
I mean, literally, you have a wine glass and you're like, I'd like another. Boom. You just had a 750 in one sitting. Wow.
Daryl's saying, I heard a comedian talking about the big gulp. He asked who needs 72 ounces of any fluid. When I lived in California, I would go to 7-Eleven every morning and buy a super big gulp of iced tea. And I would sip on it the whole day.
Drink all day. For an entire day, that's a pretty reasonable thing.
Anyone here ever thought Tom Hanks would reach the level of acting he's in now from where he started? I know, right? He just totally made it, right?
When you started Bosom Buddies, you're really not sure. And the fact is, you couldn't be sure at the time whether it was him or Peter Scolari who would hit the heights. Oh.
I mean, Peter Scolari worked.
He worked fine.
He didn't.
He worked just fine.
Yeah, it's not like Peter Scolari was a failure. It's just Tom Hanks completely
didn't hit massive, but he was actually on that the second Newhart show for years.
Oh yeah, now he totally worked.
All right, that did okay.
Yeah, he totally worked. Mr. Rogers, Dolly Parton, Bob Ross. Don't speak ill of them or I'm coming for you. Oh, no.
Who's going to speak ill of Bob Ross?
I love Dolly Parton.
You know what apparently is done with Bob Ross these days?
What?
Prisoners who are like really freaking out will be put into a rubber room and they show them Bob Ross videos.
Really?
And then they start calming down.
I've never heard of that.
And I'm thinking that's kind of crazy and kind of genius, you know? Because Bob is like the ultimate low-key guy. And he's just going to tell you how to make pretty little trees. I'm like, there's something genius about that I can't even describe. Watch Bob Ross. He is actually very, I probably, next time I have insomnia, I should really watch Bob. And it's like, my mind is too active. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, pretty little trees. Down.
Lady Elaine. Oh.
He was one of those characters who was actually very watchable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Dolly Parton. And I love Mr. Rogers. I don't not love Bob Ross. I just did not grow up with Bob Ross. I only know Bob Ross from recent years. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But you know what? Who can argue with someone who's just chill and wants to paint? What's wrong with? There's nothing wrong with that.
He would literally take this blank canvas and start putting stuff on it, and suddenly this whole magic would happen. And I'm going to tell you, it's the kind of stuff that people will deride as sort of pictorial, but he would come up with like these magic things in about 30 minutes. They're going to say he had a genius.
Kenny's Revamp says, and every Christmas for like 5 years, I asked Santa for a trolley like Mr. Rogers had so I could teleport to the land of make-believe. Damn it, Santa.
Yeah. Oh. I'd settle for an HO scale train that's that trolley. That would be cool. You could build a track that goes to your kitchen and back again. And the hubby can actually put like a glass of sidecar in it and send it back to you.
Happy little trees.
There you go.
Oh.
Hello.
Apparently he was an Air Force drill sergeant. When he got out, he swore he'd never yell at anyone again.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
Oh, wow.
Remember how Mr. Rogers would put picture in picture, and later it became videotapes. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wanted his giant traffic light. Yeah. There's a whole Bob Ross channel. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he's got this huge catalog of stuff. He just did stuff for years. There's a whole line. If you see, it's like Bob Ross stuff, you'll see that he had a whole line of paints and canvas and tools and everything.
Did he, or is that just now?
He did at the time. I remember seeing it at the time. So
I don't know how I missed him, but he was like PBS, right?
I forget where Bob was.
It was not something that was on my radar. But
all right, putting this down. Because it's just candy corn.
You're going to have more than one serving.
Yeah. No, I've already had more than one serving. I guarantee you, popcorn is a real problem. Yeah. Although if you just pop popcorn and you don't put a bunch of crap on it, it's actually quite good. So.
Oh, Getty's Revamp says, my father watched Bob Ross all the time, and when he turned him on, I was so happy because it meant my father was going to fall asleep and I could turn it again.
Fun stuff. We just got a name check.
See you later, Peter. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. When we see you next, ask for a Spider-Man cocktail, and we'll make sure that we have the bubbles around to make a Peter's Parker.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Just got a name check on Spencer's. Back in the mid '80s, I remember like going to a lot of yard sales and finding a lot of '70s detritus, and one of them was, when somebody would take a soda can and turn it into a lamp.
Oh yeah.
And I actually found at a
We have
yard
another
sale.
Laffy Taffy.
Hello. Oh, we do have another one. I'm wrong.
Although Amy disappeared, so
Yep.
well, she had to go do things.
So I remember finding at one sale there was a lamp made out of a 7-Up with that classic 7-Up with the dots logo, and one that was Dr. Pepper. And I said, this thing needs that light bulb with the filament that goes wee. And where did I find it? Spencer Gifts.
We should have brought
This
that
from
down.
like 1986. And yeah, I really should have. But it was
Wednesday.
It was yeah. We'll get it.
We'll get it for Wednesday.
So that's the kind of stuff I was buying. Hey, it just cost me like 50
Yeah,
cents
Bob
or
is
something.
everywhere now. That's the thing. Like
Yep.
when I think about it, like I was not aware of him back then, but I feel like he's everywhere now. And
Now he's
like
all over.
he's so well merchandised that I think that's why I was asking, like the line of paints and stuff. I was like, was that back then or now? Because
I believe it was merchandise then.
whoever is managing
A state
Bob's
of
estate now is merchandising it
is doing
very
it
well.
Is doing it well. Yeah. So big fun. And at the end of the day, if you're talking something that is essentially a substitute for paint by numbers, that's kind of a great idea. And then there's all those times where you can go to a bar where they have paint night, and you'll get a glass of wine, and you'll get paints, and you'll start painting stuff. And the concept is just like, it's kind of broad. I mean, it's just all over the place.
I was invited. Jet Set does those, and I was invited to one, and it was Valentine's Day, and it was my birthday, and we were going live, so I couldn't go.
Mm.
But my fear about those paint nights, like you drink wine and paint, which sounds really fun, is I think I would still suck. Like even if it was like even if it was, what do they call it? Like paint by numbers? No, I think I would still suck.
Well, you will claim that your genius does not lie in visual
I
arts.
have zero artistic ability. And when I say zero artistic ability, I mean my stick figures are bad.
And I can note that, well, if that's the case, then your genius does lie.
Yes, they do have a Bob Ross Chia. They do.
Yes, they do, obviously. Hello.
I was seeing that.
Yeah, then if that's the case, then your genius does, in fact, lie in entertainment arts, because you can sing.
I appreciate you calling me a genius.
And act. Everybody's got a genius, You can sing and act, produce, edit, write.
Right.
The whole lot. It just keeps going.
You can blame it on the wine.
Hey, look, the number of hats you wore on our movie here is
true.
pretty clear. That's where it is. So if you can't draw it, so what?
Because I suck at drawing.
And the fact is, as a visual artist, it's like I'm adequate. I'm actually better than I think, but I'm not that good. Right. So if I can draw it, I can't draw it that well. And that's the kicker. I always wanted to be a really good cartoonist.
All right, Diamond's encouraging me. You think of the book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. I haven't read it, but I seriously, since childhood. Because when you're a kid, you do a lot of drawing.
Yep.
And my drawings sucked. And people would say to me, oh, just draw what you see. And it's like, I am trying to draw what I see. And like, I cannot translate it that way.
Maybe I see space aliens landing behind you.
I need the bubbles.
Yes. Oh, come your way. Yeah. I'm going to need those too. But you know what? The thing about eating all this popcorn is the inevitable, it's like eating a bag of cheesy poofs. Coating transfer effect. Let me take care of that. This is going to take more than spray.
Are you going to go brush your teeth?
No, I'm going to wash my hand.
Oh, I thought he was going to brush his teeth. I was like,
good grief, no.
All right. So, everything I draw looks like a Charlie Brown character. I wish mine looked like a Charlie Brown character. Mine are truly bad. I can draw a martini glass. Like when you go into a restaurant and they have crayons on the table for kids and paper and everything, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm game. I'll do that. I'm like, I can do a legit martini glass with an olive in it, but otherwise, what have I done? I can kind of do a Hindenburg crashing too.
Oh.
I can kind of do the Hindenburg.
Right.
But I'm not good at that. And I've tried. I have tried. Like, oh, just draw what you see. Like, I am trying to draw what I see. I'm like, nope, can't do it. In that book, there are examples where the author's participants started out making a stick figure self-portraits. Then a couple of months later, they look like something professionally done. Oh, okay, all right. Does he need to brush his teeth? He says he's not. Art is subjective. If there's one thing I learned from my father, it was save your art. He made me save everything, every doodle, every poem, and I still have it. He said, don't tear the page out. I love that. I do that now. Like, I'll save drafts of things, but yeah.
Yep.
Time says I can't draw either. Lucky if I could draw a stick figure. When I tell people I really like suck at art, they're like, "Oh no, Kelly, don't say that. Don't run yourself down." And I'm like, "No, really."
You know, not everybody gets the same set of genes, training, ability, and coaching to everything the same way. And again, I'll say everybody's got a genius. It might lie this way, it might lie that way, and it might lie this way. So you just got to go with what you got.
Eric, I'm gonna look for the book because I'm interested.
There are things that I do that come very
take a screenshot
very naturally to me, and there's things that are just heavy lifting. And I think, you know, the message in life is to find the heavy lifting and go the other way. It shouldn't be hard to do your work. And we all have our work. So
drawing in the okay, I'm taking a screenshot.
I'm thinking about what I want next, and what I want next looks like what you have next.
All right, I got the title. We're good.
Yep. There we go. Yeah. So anyway, I decided to bring over some more solid food. There was a taco peanut butter, and we just found
almond butter pretzels
at the store the other day. Peanut butter pretzels that are actually not peanut butter; they're almond butter pretzels. These are quite good. And you know what? That sort of like oiliness of the peanut butter with the saltiness of the cracker. Good idea.
Well done.
Wait.
Now I'm chewing. Mm-hmm. It can draw people. It looks like a photograph. I have a picture that someone drew of me on a napkin, and I was like, damn, he captured me.
I used to be able to do that. I mean, I wasn't that kind of good, but I was able to get an essence with the ballpoint pen. What do I need? What is over there? In terms of base luck, I think we just have the 2, correct?
Yes.
I hate to make you get up. I'm thinking I want a flute.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I will move this over here.
I don't mind. Here, hand it to me.
Oh, I'll move this over here.
Get rid of it.
Again, I recommend checking your local thrift store for such glassware instead of paying big bucks for a name brand label on glass, because you know what? That's the same name brand label. It's been used. You're going to clean it off anyway, and it's glass.
What else would you like besides
You'll be fine.
While I'm up?
I'll take the gin. Yep.
This gin?
That gin.
It's the only gin we have.
It's the only gin we have.
Okay.
That's true. We actually killed the other gin last night. As a matter of fact. And I'll take that that measure that is to your right.
That's the problem with alcohol. You drink it and then it's gone.
Look at that. All the way down there. Jeez.
Jeez Louise.
It's only a
Although we bought it in early February, so I can't fault us too much.
Well, if it's a month on and we've been having some martinis, then okay. There we go. Anyway.
Milk drop preset creation. What?
Okay.
Everyone is an artist in their own medium. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Hey.
Kelly Paul's liquid art and writing. Mine is photography. Oh, writing in clays.
There we go.
I love it.
Yeah, like I take decent pictures.
Oh, James says you
would
not want to hear me
be a photographer, but I wouldn't call myself one.
Okay, so I'm going to...
I also haven't had any training, so there you go.
I get a few drinks in me, so I'm going to say this.
Oh.
I promised someone I was Zooming with the other day that in the month of March, I would do a live Instagram video of me singing. So sometime in March, it'll be doing a live Instagram video of me singing. So I'll let you know ahead of time.
Take a lemon, please.
I have to get up to get my Nestle quick, Marcus says. Ah! A few hours early for the giggle water. Well, you know what?
Okay, I'm looking at this last comment from Eric. No outsider art yet. It's too early.
Uh-oh.
There you go. I'll take the cherry, please. In fact, what did you put in that Peter, Mrs. Parker?
I'm going to need some.
I'd reproduce that right now.
Yay.
Truth. How much of this stuff did you use?
Half ounce.
Half. Okay. Notice I am measuring. Notice that my lips are moving along with the dialogue.
I'll take that from you, but...
Yeah, you know what? We can actually...
you just need a dash of this. Not too much.
In there. We can bust this. Those corks are quite hard. Answer, ma'am, is yes. We got rain. It's been kind of sprinkling all day. I think it's starting to really come in.
It is raining. Oh, my God.
It's really starting to come in. We were supposed to get it. We got it. There you go. I tell you, I'm sitting there going, and you're all thinking, I'm pouring this bottle with anticipation.
Isn't that more than a dash?
No, I only poured a dash.
Okay.
That was a stunt pour.
Thank you. You need these too.
Oh, yes. There we go. Angostura. Here we go. Oh, she's getting hit right now, so we're going to get it.
Into the...
Oh, yeah.
Patient. Patient.
Usually Amy does this, but she had to go. So it's very true. And I'll take that spray, please.
Oh.
Every single thing I touch is sticky.
I know.
You know what it is? It's all
Drink
the
up.
sugary stuff.
We're home.
Liqueurs, bitters, they all have the sugar. And you know, with the
sticky.
liqueurs, after a while, you can't get the dang cap off the bottle. It's really intense. Anyway, so what else goes in this?
Bubbles.
So I got the gin, I got the cherry, I got a little bit of lemon, I get the bitters. And then you just top it up. There we go.
Top it up, Buttercup.
Mrs. Parker and the Vicious Circle. Let's go.
Don't drip on the records.
I'm actually pouring the other way for that very purpose. By the shores of Gitchigumi. Let's see, here we go. And back
now I want to watch Desk Set.
Wow, yeah, that's getting pretty low.
That's a good thing about rainy days. I don't feel bad if I just sit around watching movies.
Yeah, please.
Sunny days, I'm like, I should be out doing stuff.
By the way, speaking of our computer age, Desk Set, which features off-the-shelf IBM equipment, those were actual computers they were using.
These are good.
Except for that display in the background, which was totally fake. But that was a real thing. So anybody who's just saying, oh, I hate the computer age, or started in the 80s. Long, long time ago. Didn't you see that thing about Bletchley Park? You know? Turing? Yeah. Speaking of genius, mathematical. Oh, that's good. Highly recommended. You potentially cannot get our cherry liqueur because it's very local. You can get it definitely into Connecticut. Dano usually buys out the store.
New Jersey.
New Jersey definitely has this.
Probably
Pennsylvania, depending on where you are, if you're very proximate to Trenton, then perhaps you are in luck.
Small stream flood warnings.
Could be hot.
Yeesh.
But if you cannot find the American fruits,
cocktails to make when it's storming out. I love it, Marcus.
I got a little thing I call the don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. But I don't call it that. But there is, of course, the dark and stormy, which is a classic, and it's pretty obvious. Basically, a rum Moscow Mule. So there you go. Which wouldn't be Moscow. It would be more like a San Juan Mule. Or perhaps a Kingston Mule. I like the Kingston Mule myself. But it's a stormy. Anyway, yeah, then there's a lot of those things. The Hurricane, hello. Hurricane, actually, well made, is pretty good. It's a very simple drink. It's very boozy, but it's big. So you can take it for a long time.
I like it.
Yeah, no wonder I like it. Hello. Great stormy. Bingo. But cheers, indeed.
Yours is murkier than mine.
You had the same exact thing?
No.
Okay.
It was freelancing. But
okay. Well, that's why. I added the
But
murk.
I used the cherry.
You didn't add the murk. So
I don't remember what I did.
I added the murk.
It's gray and stormy here, Eric says. Yeah.
There's always the, what am I thinking of? The Stormy Skull is what you get when you go to Otto's
Mm.
in New York's East Village. And you know what? They make it well. It's actually
Alphabet
very good.
City.
And they serve it to you in the skull mug, and you can take the skull mug home if you pay for the skull
You
mug.
gotta pay.
Yeah, you got to pay. You always got to pay.
It was dark enough. It looked like the nothing was about to arrive. Oh no!
Yowza. I mean, sometimes half of it looks like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and half of it looks like Last Man on Earth, and half of it looks like, geez, what am I thinking of? The Nothing, Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was just this, whoa, this crazy sort of dystopian film thing going on, just like that.
I remember last year at Ohana, someone did an Everything Everywhere All at Once room, and I'm trying to remember what the cocktail was.
It was every cocktail ever created in one drink.
Was it really?
It was horrible. It was just horrible. Slow gin and gin, forget it. No, it was not. But
I was like, don't say that, because they did a really good job.
No, they did a good job. No, it was not horrible. I think I did try it, and
he's trying to be funny and failing.
It's a funny. Come on, jeez. But
failing.
They did not try to do 46 drinks in one glass. That would be a pretty large glass, or it would be so micro flavored that you'd be like, tastes like nothing. So
it's sunny in Tulsa. Ooh.
Big thumbs. I'm glad somebody got some sun. We had it yesterday. We will have it, I think, tomorrow, but it might go into Monday. It all depends. We can find out, I guess. Yep. Yeah.
Charge my phone.
Every cocktail in one. Whoa! It's really like that Willy Wonka thing where you just take that one.
He's making it up. They didn't do that.
They didn't do it. No.
Oh, we're under a flood watch.
Oh, brother. But we knew that. It's drizzling. No, it's like that Willy Wonka thing where you take the pill and it's like an entire meal in one. I'm getting the appetizer, and then we're getting the first course, and then she gets to the dessert, and there's always a problem with that part. Violet, you're turning violet. So.
Wait, we're under a flood watch, but it doesn't start until 10 p.m.
Okay, so excessive rainfall is possible. I guess you're already getting the excessive rainfall south of us, man.
Through Sunday morning.
All right,
well, whatever.
Take precautions. Well, we actually happen to have a very large surplus of bottled water, so good in case we, happen to be under
no, it's supposed to rain until 3 a.m.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cellar always gets water anyway.
Tomorrow is
I suppose there's
cloudy.
no big surprise there and no big whatever. So.
Although, I can't believe I'm talking about the weather. How old am I? Starting Wednesday, we're getting days in the 60s, so spring is here.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. Look, the rodent was correct way back in February. Oh, that's like just days ago. And
hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Hello. The simple fact is
snowy, rainy tomorrow.
Well, seasons will turn around no matter what. It's very true. Bingo. Oh, what's this?
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. Big fun. Yeah.
Don't you have a canoe in case of flood? We have everything else.
I always wanted a canoe when I was in the Scouts, and I didn't get one. I remember being at a yard sale and finding a classic wooden canoe with the reed seats and everything, and it needed a lot of work. And my mother was like, they wanted too much money, but I probably should have given them a lowball price, and they probably would have taken it. Lessons you learn later. Absolutely true. But who knows? My cousin had an aluminum canoe. That was a better idea. Yeah. And I did actually take lessons in how to properly paddle a canoe. So I was able to do it then. I could probably do it now. It's not particularly hard, and it's kind of fun. Yeah. Pretty decent thing.
Lisa says, just had my French toast. Sounds good.
Big thumbs. Absolutely. This is about right. Certainly for brunch. Yeah. And we don't frequently do French toast.
I could canoe, but
we used to do it a lot when we had happy hour was a loaf of challah bread, and then the next morning you had a lot of challah left over.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I made French toast. Now these days we don't, but I usually make waffles on Friday with chaffles. So we did the chaffle and the waffle.
Well, that's when we were taking the train out of Grand Central because there was a Zaro's.
You could get a Zaro's and get a good loaf of bread.
But isn't there a Zaro's in Penn?
There certainly as heck should be.
I think there is.
I could be wrong, but it'd be very strange if I was wrong that there wasn't like a good bread store right there in Penn Station.
Oh yeah.
Particularly since they finally decided to revise the place and make it look a little more civil. It still doesn't look like a good train station.
Oh yeah.
But it's better than it was.
I'd love to buy a kayak to go out on some of the lakes around here. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You could probably get one used.
Yes, you could. Yeah, particularly those polypropylene kayaks. Yeah. I suppose the initial price on those is pretty high, but once you talk used and it's been through a few dings, I think that should be really cheap.
Errol's saying, speaking of bottled water, we have containers that we fill with water. A week later, we water the houseplants with them. Yes, yeah, we do that in the spring and summer and fall when we have our dehumidifier going. We water the plants with the gray water.
Pulls a gallon of water like every 6 hours. You get a gallon of water out of the air.
Lisa's saying I had banana flavorings or raspberry to maple, easy and delish. Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Definitely. So yeah, the dehumidifier provides a lot during the summer when it's really hot out there. I'm just watering plants constantly with what I'm pulling out of the air in the basement because the basement gets way too damp. So got the machine going, got a new one because our old one died, I think 2 years ago. It died pretty hard. It was pretty surprising. But the replacement is actually a really good machine, and it's been doing just swell.
I would love to have a rowboat.
You love a rowboat?
Not specifically a canoe.
More than a canoe?
Because I feel like a canoe, you paddle on one side and then you paddle on the other, whereas a rowboat, you've got both oars.
You can paddle on one side of the canoe.
That's what I'm saying. With a canoe, you paddle on one side and then you paddle on the other.
No, you just paddle on one side. You can do that.
But
you have to paddle correctly.
But I like a rowboat because you got the oars on both sides.
I had to take rowing lessons as well, and I did get better.
I loved rowing when I was a kid because when we lived on a boat, I could get in that little dinghy and row away, and I could go places by myself, and you didn't have to have a driver's license, and you did not have to be 16. So I would row all around the bay in my little rowboat.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. My little rowboat. It was great.
Be hilarious.
Oh, dime. There's got to be some kind of French toast thingy you can do.
Isn't there like a low gluten toast you can do or something?
Yeah.
Or low carb toast? There's got to be like protein bread.
Ooh, a brunch cocktail.
I know what they make it out of.
But, okay. Yeah. So we're having something, Lisa. We're having something we called the Peters Parker cocktail.
Peters Parker. Okay.
So you can use any kind of gin.
There you go.
But we started with an ounce of gin.
Mm-hmm.
We used rose petal gin, Dorothy Parker, which is what
as a matter of fact.
But you can use any kind of gin.
Any gin will do. Good gin will do.
Half ounce sour cherry liqueur, a dash of Grand Marnier or any triple sec you might have.
Any good triple sec will do.
A dash of Angostura bitters.
You probably have that.
And then fill with your bubbles.
That's it. Building glass. Your ingredients are probably warm. That's why I put an ice cube in there. It will probably melt during the process, and it's not going to affect anything. If you prefer to have no melt, just put everything in the fridge, and it's nice and cold.
There you go.
Pour, and there you have it. Your bubbles should be on ice anyway.
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am, yes. I have to prepare myself for a doubleheader baseball game tomorrow. 42-degree temps and 50 mile per hour winds. What?
Jeebus. So much for the ball game.
Well, good luck.
Wow. Okay, big fun.
Oh.
Oh well. Hello.
Hugs.
Definitely. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll take one of these for the road though.
Do it.
Yeah.
Will you really be coming back?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
I can post this.
This is sort of reminding me of our New Year's broadcast. Like, how long will we go? Oh. Oh, I feel like I know you know way better than we do, but is there something you could have in place of regular bread? Or there's got to be some sort of French toast substitute. It's 2024. We can split an atom. There's got to be something we could do for French toast. Oh, because I'm enjoying this time with everyone. Us too. I'm not inclined to shut this down. I'm having fun. But I'm just thinking, like, there's got to be something you can do, right? I'm not the right person to ask about this, but I mean, gluten-free bread, but I don't know. Like, I'm thinking of the texture, like spongy. Oh, it's a lazy Saturday now that I got my chores done. Oh, Lisa, I'm loving the time with everyone. Oh, usually the bread I can eat is made of egg and cheese, so it's kind of hard to do French toast. Oh, interesting. I'm thinking egg and cheese. Could you do like a cheesy French toast? Like maybe with egg whites and yeah. We used to eat keto bread. Okay. Lazy Smurf. Oh, Eric, I love the lazy Smurf. I'm just looking at your avatar. um, you don't have to use the milk, I guess. Well, I mean, you went to culinary school, but cinnamon and yeah. I feel like we can make this happen. Keto bread, and it's sort of low in carbs, but I'm really trying hard to get down to my goal weight, so I'm behaving. Oh, well, that makes sense. You know what? If you're trying to get down to your goal weight, then ignore everything I'm saying. You could do an egg white omelet. That's low calorie, right? Lazy Smurf. All right, we need alternate Smurfs.
Alternate Smurf.
Like drunky Smurf.
Oh, well, we always knew about him.
Lazy Smurf. Yeah, Eric said lazy Smurf. I'm just trying to think of alternate Smurfs.
Never watched the Smurfs as a kid, but I was a little too old.
Yeah, we're a little past that age, but
yep.
Drunky Smurf. Oh, I can eat egg whites all day and the whole egg too, but not just not the what, not just the whites. Okay, catatonic Smurf.
Heard about him.
Drunky Smurf, not to be confused with catatonic Smurf. Yeah, lazy Smurf. Shiftless Smurf.
Gooey Smurf. Gassy Smurf. Well, depends what you're eating.
Gassy Smurf. Greedy Smurf.
Bingo. By the way, so we were playing a lot of...
sleep-deprived Smurf.
Oh, that sounds like me. Seriously.
That's Paul. Sleep-deprived Smurf.
Was playing a lot of 1980s material because of another project we're working on. And what turned up, speaking of Saturday morning cartoons, how about a very cartoony band, the Classic Bees?
Yep.
This
caffeinated Smurf
is the bomb. These folks,
therapy Smurf, just
look like they were dropped on this planet from Venus, and their music is just awesome. Love them all, and it's just a great record. This is their classic second album, Wild Planet. So there we go.
Therapy Smurf.
Just had to throw that in terms of all the kids
tripped
stuff.
Out Smurf.
We have a group that looks very cartoony.
Basic chaffles on keto. One egg. Oh yeah, Pa makes chaffles.
Yeah,
they're good.
Well, we started doing that years ago, just as because people were doing them, and I was like, well, this really does work as a waffle. And if you really can't do the carbs, then I get it, absolutely. But then I realized that I was missing the waffles, and now we do waffles and chaffles. And I'll make like a full rack of waffles and then 2 chaffles, and then you've got waffles that are getting soggy, so I throw them in toaster. You just egg them, you're done. You've got the fresh chaffles. You just have to serve really fast because everything starts to get cold. So you can do it.
Hold on.
Columbia Record Club. Oh, yeah. Yeah, big fun. Big fun. I remember when those records were specifically
the Columbia Record Club. I always wanted to join that when I was a kid.
Specifically pressed for Columbia Record, and the record will say so.
Burlesque.
Manufactured by under license. Some people don't really like those pressings because they think they're substandard. I think Yeah, well, it really depends on the record
Burlesque
at the end of the
Smurf.
day. I actually happened to have had something that I think it was a
No.
Talking Heads record that I sold recently
Basic
because I
keto,
could.
1 egg,
It was a
half
Columbia
cup
pressing.
mozzarella, seasoned to taste. Ooh. Chaffles with almond flour. Oh, okay.
Well, that's actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Almond flour. Now you're talking, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Kill that gluten and just go with the
Stay away
almond
from
flour.
Karen Smurf. Oh, God.
Man. Seriously. Well, there's almond flour, tapioca flour, and rice flour.
So many flours.
There's a lot of alternatives that are just different starches or just different
monk
proteins.
Fruit syrup.
So,
yep.
I know that agave syrup is very commonly used.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a different, what am I thinking? Well, a different sugar measurement content.
Right.
I can't think of the term right now, but yes.
Glendora Smurfette, wine in hand.
Hi, I'm here. What's going on? So big fun.
Oh, if anyone wants to create that and send it to me, I will post it.
Well, it's hilarious. So having
Glendora
actually
Smurfette.
name checked it will suddenly exist. We're just saying there are such
I'm probably
things.
I'm not good at that kind of thing, but if you send it to me, it will probably become her avatar.
Hiya
Huns.
One could probably rig that up in a visual program. There's probably an app that does it pretty simply. Who knows? I'm not about to do that, but if you want to go to town,
if you join the Columbia House
hilarious.
Record Company, you get bombarded with so many. Run out of space for them. It got crazy.
Oh yeah.
I did that with the drama book club. You gotta remember to quit because then they send you all the books and you're like, I didn't want this.
That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
They send you 10 books and you're supposed to either pay for them or return them, and they count on you not doing the latter. So
okay, Dime can't have agave.
Okay. Agave no problem.
Okay.
Okay. So non-alcohol. Yeah. Well, there are alternatives. Now, I don't know if you've looked into, wait a minute. Of course you've looked into this stuff because we're talking about it. I'm thinking about stuff that is non-sugary, like the stevia. Now, I don't know if that's something you can use or if that's a problem too, because some of those can be.
Oh.
And obviously some artificial sweeteners are pretty artificial, and some of them are just sort of plants that taste a little sweet, so I can dig it. And then there are just a lot of things which are the sweetness comes from fruit juice, and maybe that's okay. But it could be a problem, and it might not be a problem. And I know there's a lot of things you got to consider. I know that Amy has had to gone off on an appointment, but she, for instance, can't do soy.
Glendora is still getting bills from Columbia Packers, and it's all for Neil Diamond.
Seriously, who else? Neil Leslie.
All for Neil Diamond. Okay, monk fruit, stevia, and
allulose I've never heard of.
Allulose.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
Check that
out. Are all fine.
I know that Amy can't do soy, and I think, for Pete's sake, you take a look at labels. Every other product contains soy.
No.
This is nuts. You can't have soy sauce. You can't have a textured soy. You can't have soy as a filler in things. How about soy lecithin? That's a thickener. That's in everything. So this is a real problem. She has to ask very carefully when she goes places because it's going to get her trouble. And I hear that. So when we start talking about specific diets, I think you got to look very carefully. Not every product is, and a lot of processed food out there is just full of really junky stuff. I hear you.
A childhood record for me is Neil Diamond's
Taproot manuscript.
Well, there used to be when we were kids, teenagers. Teens
anyway.
There was a theater where we would go see movies, and their pre-movie music was all Neil Diamond.
Neil. Well, Neil spent his first few years writing songs for performers as one of the brill building people. And then when he decided to become a performer, he got his whole staff there, which was people like Ellie Greenwich and Carole King and all that too. It was I need to do some songs, and he would start performing this stuff. And he got signed off to a subsidiary of Atlantic called Bang, and he starts releasing records, and he actually bangs pretty high pretty quickly, and had a lot of hits in the 60s. After a couple of years,
that.
he was really dissatisfied with Burt Burns, the Bee in Bang, and says, "Yeah, I gotta move." He moves to a different label and scores bigger hits. But this early material is very well known, and I happen to like a lot of that stuff. But then he hits really, really big on his second label, and then he suddenly gets huge, and he does very well.
I always loved the song "I Am the Lion" as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a really good idea.
Yep. Suleiman is a great song. That's like the second of his trilogy. He cut a couple of songs in Memphis with basically a gospel choir. And I think the first of those is Holly Holy, which is pretty.
I did get the fun dip.
Amazing.
Yes.
Pretty great song.
I am back on the fun. We opened it earlier, and now I'm back on it. Okay, so I'm thinking about Glendora.
Mm-hmm.
And, A Beautiful Noise is still playing on Broadway, but I don't know for how long. I feel like I need to go to A Beautiful Noise. Glendora needs to go to A Beautiful Noise.
Needs to show up. Is she going to show up with her father or what?
Maybe.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a fun night in that case.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine Glendora goes to see A Beautiful Noise on Broadway?
She would enjoy it. She'd have to get some autographs on the playbill from the staff. Oh, I love the music. It's just perfection. It's the good stuff. But Neil Leslie Diamond has a deep catalog, including a couple of Christmas records.
Mr. Neil Leslie Diamond.
But a lot of very spiritual material. And I got to say, the whole big trilogy, I think,
my tongue is getting blue again.
I think the trilogy is actually Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show, Holly Holy, and Suleiman is sort of like the big thing with the gospel choir. And Brother Love's is a really cool song. That kind of hit the top 40, but Holly Holy hit really, really big. And I think that's what kind of launched him into where he was about to head, and then he was selling huge amounts. There's an album from about 1972 called Hot Summer Night, which is him performing at the Hollywood Bowl. That's seriously disturbing. And if you know Neil, you know the record. If you don't know Neil, check that record out. That one really hits it hard. It has all of his contemporary stuff from that period.
4 words.
All of his old catalog, too.
4 words. Love on the Rocks.
Boom! But yeah, I think
Glendora needs wine-flavored Fun Dip.
Hello!
Make a drink called the Fun Drink to do. Oh! I know. We need more of the powder.
Ran out of the powder, huh?
I know. Well, there's not enough powder in there to do a rim, but it's a good idea. So we need to buy a bunch of Fun Dip and...
I think we have enough pop rock power to do a pop rocks rim, although that's kind of a mess.
No, you said it. Now you got to do it. You said it. Now you got to do it.
Do we have enough bubbles? I think we're running out.
I know. I can't enjoy the Fun Dip because she eats the stick. It's exactly. The stick is good. Also,
that's seriously disturbing.
I'm going to take a selfie.
Yeah, you should, because you're going to look and go, ah!
I'm going to do it.
Because I remember sometime back in the 80s having one of those Italian ice things that was blue. And I thought, does my tongue look funny? People were just really, really taken aback. Yeah, seriously, it's a stripe. You're looking at it. Wow.
You can't see it. I'm trying to do it where you can. No, you'll see it on the socials.
You'll see it. You check it out.
You'll see it on the socials.
It'll be fine. It's not a problem.
That's terrifying. Okay. This is what I do for a living. Okay.
Yeah, you dye your tongue really shocking colors and then post it up on the socials.
I'm like an 18-year-old YouTuber.
Check it out. It looks horrible,
The stick is really good. Wine-flavored Fun Dip for adults. Oh my gosh, Julie, that's your $1 million idea right there.
Didn't we have some Merlot salt from one of those manufacturers?
We did, and it was good.
I think it was it's one of the big spice companies.
Badia.
Yeah, Badia. Badia did the wine salt. And
it was good.
Dime, I don't know if you have to moderate.
Hi, Shane. Good to see you.
I don't know if you have to moderate the salt content, but that is fun to work with, and it's a great rim if you're going to do a margarita type thing. So, rum flavored, bingo. Hi, Shane. But definitely.
Guzzling some water.
Absolutely, please. Yeah, well, guzzling some water is a good idea. I'm actually done. No, I'm not done. Wait a minute. I've got this whole drag.
My tongue is still
Now I'm done.
teal.
Yep. Your tongue is a truly disturbing color.
Teal.
Mm-hmm.
I want another drinky because I'm borking, but I'm going to guzzle of water because I'm trying to be good.
You actually didn't kill this.
I did not kill it.
It's amazing. It's true. But, yeah.
So they don't rip you off on Fun Dip?
No, they give you a lot of sugary and, what am I thinking of? A sugary citric acid formula with a lot of color.
She'll turn into the Hulk.
Whoa. Yeah.
Ow, she likes your face.
Oh, please. Absolutely.
Okay. I'll take a little more.
Okay.
Because why not? Hi, Stu. Good to see you.
Stu. Well, you know.
Oh, I hope to meet you someday, too.
Feeling is mutual.
Yay. Feeling is mutual. Mutual.
All right. We have enough for a couple more glasses of this stuff.
All right. Well, I'll add some stuff, but, you know.
But starting with this. It's drippy, so. I gotta be really careful here because it's too easy to get this wrong.
Test.
They don't last. They just don't last. I'm telling you.
Man, we need the bottomless bottle of
bubbles.
Bottomless bottle of bubbles.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yes. And.
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, wait, here we go. Wait.
My knee's all wet. Right. Oh, hello. Well, if you've got that going on, because all it really takes is...
that would be hilarious.
All it really takes is like wine and sugar, and I'm sure that this could be dehydrated properly, and we could have a lot of fun with that.
Rummy Smurf. Okay, so Dime, no pressure. All right, truly, no pressure.
I'm not telling you anything.
I do not like when people pressure me, so I'm not going to pressure you. I'm just going to plant a seed in your brain. And if it happens, awesome. And if it does not happen, no worries whatsoever. But Glendora is doing a crawl room.
Hello?
We're not doing a crawl room.
I'm not going to be there.
Glendora is doing a crawl room.
Lenny, for what, the fifth season or something like that, is going to do her Glendora's Spectacular Wine Crawl again.
Yes.
And she has a fairly hands-off approach. It's like, oh, just take. She will give you 3 boxes of wine.
Yeah, we don't.
And snacks.
We don't man what people are taking. We just let them take what they want.
They take.
And then,
you grab a glass, fill yourself up, and sod off. And the fact is, thank you. That's about right. Okay. All she has is like toast cheese, lots of it, maybe some Oreos, chips.
She'll have 3
Ahoy, and little bags of snacks.
Chips Ahoy.
And then she has 3 boxes of wine. Now think about that for a minute. Each box is 5 liters. 15 liters of wine at Ohana. Well, people are drinking rum drinks. That's not going to... Yeah, actually, it disappears. People go crazy for the wine. So you're going to love this.
The red, the rosé, and the white.
She has all 3 kinds.
3 boxes of wine, and then snacks. But...
There you go.
If there were some Fun Dips available,
that would be fun.
That would be fun. So that would be super fun.
It'd be the fun kind of the fun part.
I'm gonna use some cherry bitters here.
Oh, hello.
Do you want cherry bitters?
I'll take some of those.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Okay.
Red wine for Dime, please. Well, the red is available, and there are 5 count 'em liters. If you don't get red wine,
bets are off when it comes to my diet.
You're too far back in the line. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I'm not
God.
joking.
And if you go off campus, because we always do, there are some really great places to grab a bite. And where were we at? Last year was what, Mario's?
Oh my gosh, Mario! I want to go back to Mario's this year. That was amazing.
If you want to go to like old school Italian American joint,
red sauce and pasta joint.
Not red check tablecloths, but boy are they close. Red sauce joint that will serve you a carbonara that will make you go, whoa. You know, I decided like, oh wait, you got this seafood fra diavolo? Man, that
didn't. A little something.
I put that away. That was so good. I don't usually finish such a plate.
That's orange.
But that
you
was
want some
awesome.
Orange?
I'll take a little orange.
All right. I just needed a little something.
Well, you know, we're basically just making the same drink we've been making for about 3 hours. And you know what? That's good.
I feel like we missed a step.
Did we get some of the citrus in here?
Here, let's do some twists.
Oh yeah, I got some twists and I keep forgetting to use them.
Have a twist.
Yeah, it needs citrus. That's not citrus. That is citrus. Thank you.
I'm gonna do a twist. Ooh, there you go. In citrus too. Do it.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go.
Thank you.
And
Got it.
now that that's gone, I'll grab a cube. And
Yeah, no, it's we went to Mario's last year. Me, Kelly doesn't bring her own red check tablecloth.
She should, right?
I know, right? What's wrong with Glendora?
Well, I'll tell you, you go to a joint like that and you think the bar here knows how to make a classic, and you say, I'd like I'd like a perfect Manhattan with makers, and they're like, sure, and they deliver it, and it's just like spot on. I'm like, well, good. I can make that at home.
That was so
but
much
it's
fun.
really great to get a fantastically prepared drink in a place that does not look cocktailian. They just know how to make it.
It was so much fun.
And then it's just like some appetizers if you care, or just get an entree. The entrees are just a big plate of really well prepared pasta with all that seafood. I'm good. Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh, that was the. I was like, what was that?
Yeah.
That was
Pretzels.
the almond pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're in sleeping bags. I was like, what the hell is going on the TV?
Admiral. Oh, I don't know the Admiral. I got to check that out. There's a lot of these cute little hotels there.
I'm going to look up the Admiral right now.
We've probably passed it 1,000 times by now. We definitely have stayed at the Windsor, which is very cute.
We stayed at the Windsor, and we stayed at the Surfside.
Surfside is great, but it's a little pricey, although it's an extremely cool hotel. And I think they could have a fantastic lounge, but they don't.
Hold on.
Full stop. Yet. I think somebody should just do a bar program there where it's just like the best drinks on the lake, and then people will be like, what the hell is this?
Okay, hold on.
Because it's a really great resort. It's a cool little corner in the Adirondacks.
Well, okay,
you just feel like you're
Canada
out of the world.
Street. Hold on.
Hello. Going with the Peychaud's again. You can probably find these on your shelf again. They've been off for a while.
The Admiral is not far from Mario's.
Hello.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Wait a minute. I think I know the Admiral. Oh, yeah. That's a really cool looking hotel. Very old school.
It is, yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of across the street from the Surfside.
Dime. It's not far from the Surfside. So we have stayed at the Surfside, which was super fun. And
dig it. You get a good walk to get to the actual event site, which is good for steps. So I have to say that.
You can, I know a lot of people will be like, I can't walk this, it's too far. Like, we have walked it many times.
It's not that much.
It's not that much.
You go through town. Town is really fun. All those people
milling about. Just walk.
Yeah. You can always take the scenic route and go by the lake.
That's
and
what
it's
I was
really
gonna
pretty.
say. You can, if you're walking back to your hotel after hours, don't just walk down Canada Street. Detour and walk down by the lake because it's so pretty. Yeah.
Well, it really depends on how you define staggering.
What about staggering back drunk? You know what? It's always better to stagger back drunk when you're seeing pretty scenery.
It improves things.
You need to make a vanilla vodka cherry seltzer cocktail with maraschino cherry juice and a cherry garnish. Okay.
Well, do it and post a picture here, and we'll talk about it. That sounds really fun.
Vodka cherry seltzer cocktail.
I like it.
All right. Well, you know what? If you can get the American Fruits sour cherry cordial, I highly recommend it.
If you are not in an area that carries that, check your liquor store and find the Eastern
Just no swimming. No.
Find the Eastern European liquors.
You find like
you'll find some cherry liqueurs from Poland that are really good and probably pretty cheap. They're not.
Sprite.
I don't have it.
I don't have it either.
No, wait, I do have it. So, but check that out because it could be like Poland, it could be like Czechoslovakia that will do like a cherry flavor that's very good.
Yeah, Lisa, if you can get it.
They're all just made from natural fruit. It's a good idea.
I know the whole thing about liquor distribution is so weird. They tend to be very regional, but if you can get something like that, well, if you can get American fruits, get it.
You might be able to mail order. You neder know. I mean, you can mail order a lot of stuff these days. But the whole experiment with prohibiting liquor in this country leaves us with 5 sets of liquor laws, which is just nuts to navigate when you're trying to ship it around the country. It's just crazy. So, I mean, we got these great wineries in New York they can't ship to California and vice versa. And it's like, it's just a real problem. Protecting regional products is one thing, but it's like, look, we're all part of one country. Can't we figure out how to get interstate commerce to work? It's part of the Constitution. So it really kind of like makes you wonder.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you know what the Constitution says? It's left to the states. So, yeah.
Dime, what's the brand? Dime's sure.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
That sounds really good. Anything that's just made out of cherries infused, you're in good shape.
Yeah, Eric, that sounded good. And I found some bourbon cream yesterday. Like, we might have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the Bailey's Irish cream, literally Irish cream.
For next week.
But but Eric sent one that has bourbon cream.
Yeah.
And when I was in Martin's yesterday, I saw bourbon cream.
Well, it really just looks like a grasshopper with a very specific kind of booze base. And no problem with that for dessert.
We got to make sure we don't have anything scheduled Thursday morning.
Oh, boy. I tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, I do look these things up. I'm just saying. I was like, bourbon cream. Oh, yeah, bourbon cream. And then we also have the adult Shamrock Shake over there, the Bailey's Vanilla Mint Shake.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even making any bones about it. It's just they're calling it shake.
You know what they're thinking? They're thinking you're going to buy a Shamrock Shake and pour
Dime,
a shot of booze in it.
Please do, Dime.
So guess what? They came up with the Shamrock Shake and they poured the shot of booze into it. And you just need to pour it over ice and away you go. It's ridiculous, but actually, is it any much different caloric-wise to Bailey's Regular? Probably not.
No.
And Bailey's Regular is nothing more than a pre-mixed Irish coffee in one bottle. So there you go.
I wish Ohana was sooner because I'm so excited about Glendora's room.
I wish, that there could be a corner where you could just make Irish coffee and serve it to people. I don't mean pour.
You could do that. You could do that.
I don't mean pour Bailey's. I mean like brew coffee.
Do it.
Really, really good coffee. And like pour your coffee and then pour your shot and then like that layer of cream on top, like a real drink.
Do it.
That people would just freak out.
Do it.
Kind of thing. Because people.
Oh, Lisa says I had a Shamrock Shake at 1 p.m. I love it.
Man.
I love it.
So great. They're available now. You've got like half the month and then they're gone. So if you want a Shamrock Shake, the fact is last time we got one, I said, this is actually very good. It's served properly. It's got that soft serve consistency and the mint is not terrible. It's not this extremely fakey mint flavor. So I got to credit the McDonald's Corporation has come up with a good formula and they do it every year. And I really don't buy anything else from McDonald's. So if I'm going to put any money into their coffer, it's going to be the shakes. Yep. It's
depressing to me to wait until Ohana because, we do these broadcasts and I'm like, but life is stressful and we need fun things before that.
You need fun things.
We need fun things before that.
You need fun things to ameliorate the stress of life, which is true.
And if you miss the McDonald's Shamrock Shake, you can always go to DQ.
Oh, does DQ do a mint shake all year long?
We have a DQ. I've never been, but okay, all right.
They're always pushing their burgers, and I think, burger, burger's a burger. But a really great shake, hello, that's a thing. That's the thing. We actually have an attachment for the KitchenAid, the ice cream attachment. So I've been using that, and that's been doing great, just great. So I've been making ice cream again. Haven't done it in a while.
That's why I escape into my creations, Eric. So that's, that's I envy people who can do that. I do, yeah. Lisa's laughing at me. I opened the second beer. Didn't realize I hadn't finished the first. For shame. Oh, hi, Eric. Eric Tiki says, for shame, not going to DQ. We don't go to a lot of fast food in general.
We don't.
No shade.
Nope.
I'm not shading fast food. I just I don't know. I feel like we make our own unhealthy, crappy food at home.
Look, we get a fair amount.
I feel like we just do it here.
Every once in a while, she says, I want a poo-poo platter. We'll get that stuff from the local Chinese place, the good one. And we'll just have some poop on them. Like, there's not much difference between that caloric and fat content.
Who even knew? Diamond's saying they have loads of flavors. And to be honest, they do mint shakes all year round.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
To see now, I was just like, I'm not up on this because I'm out of it on my fast food.
We also have a fantastic diner that is all of a half an hour from us.
Half hour?
Milford, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
That does specialty shakes. And they decided to go way out. And
Village Diner.
They will make, Village. Big shout out. They will make the Elvis shake.
I'm going to.
Guaranteed to put some pounds on your midriff. But the Elvis shake is, I think, banana ice cream and chocolate and bacon. It's a little nuts.
Village Diner, PA.
It's a little nuts and a little delicious. So there we go. Big shout out to them. They just do great food. Really, really fantastic food.
Village Diner, PA.
And it's a vintage looking diner. And they've been in their current location for years. And they do it very, very well. They're just always trying to what can we do that's just a little different and kind of crazy? What is it?
They do
Greek salad fries.
Greek salad fries, which is exactly what it sounds like. Fries and Greek salad. And the two are amazing together.
Because you know what? It's all going to end up on one plate anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that's just garbage up food that is not garbage. It's so
They
good.
do the meatloaf.
Yep. What is it?
I want to say the meatloaf disco fries.
Disco
meatloaf fries.
Disco meatloaf fries.
Disco meatloaf fries.
You know what disco fries are? And then you add meatloaf.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, you don't know disco fries? It's basically poutine. So if you can eat really drunk food north of the border, you can eat it south of the border. That is the Canadian border, right here. And all you do is just make fries with cheese and gravy, and you add meatloaf. Wow, that's a lot of food, and that's actually very good. If you want to soak it up, yeah. It actually ask at your local diner if you have diners. Some places in the country don't quite get it.
Do you have fries?
But Pennsylvania will definitely have diner culture, and you can say, can you do? And sometimes it's not on the menu, but they can totally do it. Our local place right up here does not have disco fries on the menu. But when I asked them once, the gal says, oh, yeah, sure. She knew what I was talking about. Absolutely.
Oh, lots of carbs. Wow, sounds good.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, hi, Troy.
Yeah.
Don't let your meat loaf.
Seriously, we actually have potatoes, cheese, and we can make gravy. I think we can do potatoes in the fryer there.
We can do that tonight.
I kind of feel like a little disco fries. It sounds kind of awesome.
I bought ground turkey thinking we would do meat sauce, but we could do a meatloaf fries thingy.
You want to do meatloaf and then put it on fries?
I'll be lazy Smurf for sure.
I'm thinking that sounds like
meatloaf, beetloaf. I hate meatloaf. Christmas story.
Yeah, well, Errol, every family has a kid who won't eat. That's all I got to say.
Oh, the pink drink came out. Oh, pretty and delicious.
Yeah,
oh,
actually,
I love it, Lisa. Yay. Okay,
really
good.
Quite good. Yeah.
Meatloaf, beetloaf. I hate meatloaf. Make a white gravy.
Oh, Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning.
Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning into it. Oh, Porky Smurf.
To be absolutely honest with you, Dime, I despise ranch dressing. However, if you make it, I will try it, and I'll tell you how I think.
But just as a flavor, ranch.
As a flavor, ranch is kind of crazy.
You can discuss ranch while
I will. Yeah. The fact is, the whole concept of ranch dressing on everything is a little crazy. But then again, the concept of blue cheese dressing on everything is a little crazy. And we have the whole phenomenon of chicken wings. chicken wings, well, chickens don't really have wings per se. They have appendages that are actually cut off and were considered junk for a long time, but now you can buy them in sports bars and people eat them. So I gotta say, anything is possible. I don't think that like ranch dressing on salad, no, forget it. But as a flavoring, because you're getting that sour component from the sour cream and maybe a few spices, I would crank up the spices. The spices in ranch are like salt. Yeah, that's about it. So you really need to get something else going on there. And it's like the cocktails we make. Like you make a thing that's very one-dimensional. I'll go for some classic from a book and I'll say, wow, that is terrible. And then I add like a little sour, boom, done. Suddenly it's good. You just need to balance it out. I know that as a professional chef, yeah, you can do that. So yeah, this was all about. It's all about experimenting with these things. We're very open to all these flavors, and I will try anything once. I'm not entirely sure about sea cucumber as a food for humans.
Do we need anything?
But people will do it.
Well, I'm up.
I'm not going to try it. I'm out of this, and so are you very soon.
I know, but.
So I don't know what that means.
Food.
Might have to switch to Tom Collins.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Tom Collins. What?
How's your Tom Collins? Yep.
There's some club soda.
Oh, well, good.
Club soda. Do we need any food?
What are you thinking?
I'll find something.
Find some food.
All right.
I got the club soda. Might as well kill it. A Tom Collins proper should involve gin. And I've had a fair amount of gin. I think I'm going to switch to whiskey. Let's find it. It is right here. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. I hate to disappear while my partner is not right by my side. But let's actually go with Big Cube. That one. Here it is. Can't find my measure, but I did find the measure. Let's put about 3/4 of an ounce in this glass. That's actually a good measure in a flute because it's not crazy and you can repeat it. If it was 2 ounces in a flute, you'd be done a long time ago. So let's go.
I got us some flatbread.
You need to. Oh yeah, the flats. You need to get a little sour in there.
What are you making?
I'm making sort of a whiskey Collins thingy.
I got some flatbread.
Good idea. Absolutely.
Makes it sound like we have no money for food.
I could use the cherry. I'll take the cherry. So basically, I soured it up. Now let's sweeten it up.
Oh, I love it too, Lisa.
Yep. There we go. Stir it up.
I wish I was writing these cocktails down, but I'm not.
I'm not. We're not. These are obvious. They're not crazy variations on anything. So you could always make that. And the simple fact is, if you come up to me later and say, you made a thing on the air, it looked like this, I'll go back and take a look and say, that was what this was. It's nothing crazy. And I'm filling up with the bubbles. In this case, club soda.
So this is a Tom Collins variation.
Yeah, it's a Collins.
Okay.
Tom Collins should be gin. The gin that you use.
Oh, you didn't use gin. Never mind.
No, I didn't. The gin that you use should be Old Tom gin, which is sweetened. That's why it's a Tom Collins. I'm going to throw, again, some of these Peychaud's in there for color and a bit of flavor. So this is going to be a little lighter than I've been drinking, which is a good idea.
Got one thing I got to do.
You see, that's quite nice. Ping.
I guess we killed the bubbles.
Isn't good. Gone long ago.
I feel like we should do a video of like walking to the liquor store to buy more bubbles.
Because we suddenly need them. And the liquor store is open. It's only 3:20 right now, Eastern time. There you go.
3:18 to be exact.
As a matter of fact. Yeah.
There's no sidewalks, so we're taking our lives in our hands if we walk.
Yeah, that's life, isn't it? The Tom Collins is a very good idea.
we'll just stay here.
got
Getty
plenty of
from
stuff.
is back! Yay!
Hey.
Packed up all I need for the game and I'm ready. We'll probably freeze my keister off tomorrow. Oh, I'll freeze this keister off.
You know, I'm going to actually give you some comfort.
Oh.
You possibly will not freeze your keister off. But the simple fact is, you probably will. So
No, she's talking about the guy who won the tickets and like freeze his keister off.
Oh, truth. Yeah, truth.
Oh.
But yeah, probably would.
There's a video where Glendora across the tree.
I wouldn't know. She's actually going to the game. Yeah, you'll freeze.
Yeah.
I'd like to tell you otherwise, but you'll probably freeze.
You freeze your keister off. Just saying.
Bring a flask with some premix, so you can always just pour and be ready. You know.
Blah, 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 blah.
Boom, boom, boom. Yep.
Hi, Kalaka boy.
There, Gaga.
It is not our first Saturday stream, but it's our first Saturday stream in a long time.
Haven't done it in a while. We have done a number.
I feel like Saturday streams are super fun, so we might need to make this a feature.
They're kind of great. They go a little longer because we're just yakking. We're having a few drinks.
We're just sitting around getting drunk.
We're probably talking to you about cartoons and music. And I don't know, does anybody need anything else? I mean, it's just a lot of fun. We're talking about what's going on. Saturday morning, what would you do as a kid? You watch cartoons and eat sugary cereal. We talked about all of that. We haven't talked about the awards contenders this year, but...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Are we going to do that?
No, not going to talk about them.
I will.
If you want to talk about what is happening
I will.
with the SAG-AFTRA Awards, she got all the streamers. She can tell you.
He brought it up.
There were some good things. But
He
definitely.
brought it up.
Everything I saw actually had merit.
He brought it up. Oscars 2024. Which is tomorrow. The Oscars are tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
The Oscars!
Oh.
You brought it up.
I did, in fact. The
Hey, hold on.
Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Awards.
I can tell you who's going to win.
We know for the big awards because that company has been really pushing it hard.
I have opinions. So if you would like my opinions, please stay tuned. And if you would not like my opinions, please click away right now. Okay.
Truth be told.
All right. Actor in a leading role. It's going to be Oppenheimer. I don't agree.
Probably.
I don't agree.
Definitely.
But it's going to be what's his face for Oppenheimer.
Cillian Murphy?
Yes.
No. He does well.
Actor in a supporting role.
And I personally think that he inhabits the character very well for what it is. And the movie is also twice as long as it really needs to be.
Actor in a supporting role is going to be, although while we're on the subject of Oppenheimer, actor in a supporting role is going to be Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, and I do think he deserves it. So,
as somebody who is tasked with playing the head of the Atomic Energy Commission, nobody cares about this character.
Did you say injury?
Atomic Energy Commission.
Oh, Gettysburg Museum said, I'm hoping Barbie does as well. This is the thing. Like, I love Barbie. I love Barbie. I don't think it's going to win.
No, too bad.
Because it's all men voting, but...
Yeah, it came along at the wrong year.
But I love Barbie.
But again, you got a movie where you got somebody playing the head of the Atomic Energy Commission. Who cares?
I love Barbie.
But it's a really good depiction. So, there you go.
Okay.
But as far as, like, if you want to watch one movie this season, which I think kind of nails it, and
director and actor
pretty
got
hilarious,
the shaft last
I would
time.
say American Fiction.
Okay.
Of what I saw,
Glendora for the win.
that really like took it home.
And your all-time favorite chill spot? My all-time favorite chill spot was, what was Secret Surfing spot? Was that Puerto Morelos? We were in Cancun.
Yeah.
But then we took a day trip to the Grand Residences, the Royal Resorts Grand Residences.
You talking about the hot tub?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was
Puerto Morelos?
Yeah, I think it was Morelos. Hello.
Oh my God. We found this hot tub that no one was using. And it was just us. And the waiter came into us and was like, "Would you like drinks?" And I'm like, "This is my
Yes.
if I could live anywhere else in the universe for the rest of my life, it would be right here."
So yes, we
Yeah.
wanted drinks. And then
Yeah,
he came up
yeah,
later and
yeah,
said, "Would you
yeah.
like a refill?" Yeah.
Yes,
So,
I would.
Yeah, that worked just fine.
And we're like, "What would
Pretty
you
cool.
recommend?" He said a scorpion. We're like, "Okay."
We're in. It worked.
It
worked
was
really well.
amazing. Okay, so actress in a leading role is going to be Lily Gladstone, who I loved. She was amazing. I
Well
also
done.
loved Annette Bening in Naiad. I'm just saying. And I feel like Annette Bening, it's been a while for her, but you know what? Lily Gladstone, she's going to win.
Yeah. Nine was really cool. Yeah, I saw
Actress
that
in a
Lila
supporting
Havenite.
role is going to be Divine Joy Randolph, who's amazing. Like, I'm not even going to. It's going to be Oppenheimer.
It's
Like,
been sweeping everything
I'm just
because
saying, yeah, it's going to be
because
Oppenheimer.
their promotional campaign is huge.
And they
So it's
they
gonna-
spent a crap ton of money on their.
And at the end of the day, the
promotional campaign.
academies are a popularity contest, which is why
Yes.
I do not pay attention to the academies. But if you do, watch them and have fun. The fact is, I pay attention to your awards companies because they actually send us streamers. So I'm like, okay, fine. And still things happen that I don't care about.
I've had a couple of drinks, so I'm just gonna go out and say it. I'm not saying that like he doesn't deserve it for Oppenheimer, but Bradley Cooper did do a good job. And
And
I
social
know
media,
someone who knew Leonard Bernstein in real life,
yeah, for real.
and he was just like, he was amazing. So
That's it.
I'm just saying.
And on social media
all I'm gonna say.
is totally throwing him over under the bus on that one. So I got to say
So like,
that
oh, he's trying to win.
somebody is got a hard on for like actually like nailing this guy, and I think it's a little unfair.
Well, people are like, oh, he's trying to win. And it's like,
They're all trying to win.
he spent like 5 years working on this role. If you call that trying to win, okay, or maybe it was just trying to make a great movie. I'm just saying. But I think most of my choices are also going to be the Academy's choices, so whatever. Oh, Oppenheimer, like I really liked Oppenheimer. It was good. I liked it better than I thought it would, but I'm still like, this like the adulation it's getting. I'm like, I don't know about that. It's good. It's great.
I will say the following: if you can see it for cheap or free, that's your best bet. And
it's great.
In terms of history, it does pretty well.
Yeah, yep.
It actually displays things that you don't even know about or care about, and you might even know about and probably should care about. It's 2 films in one. It's the story of Oppenheimer and Strauss.
Right.
You know, the head of the Manhattan Project, the head of the Atomic Energy Commission. It's 2 movies. You want to see a movie about the head of the AEC? Watch that. Well, they put it all together because no one's going to watch something about AEC.
And as a friend of mine said, like, oh, okay, it's about a tortured soul. We've seen that.
They're all about tortured souls.
It's about a tortured soul. He's tortured.
He's a troubled guy.
Yeah.
He's a complex character. That's why you make a movie about him.
Right.
The characters, all the peripheral characters are good. There are too many of them because you have to figure out who was who in atomic science in the 1930s, which is 100 guys, which is crazy. But if you pay attention, it's a fairly rewarding picture. And if you want to talk about how the hell do we get to an actual bomb, it's fairly exciting. So that's the thing.
Oh,
but I would say it's very important.
Kelly and Paul, I'd be interested to hear what you consider your top 3 fave movies. Oh, I love questions like this.
Hold on. I will finish and then go.
Finish. Then I'm going to go.
The final thing I'll say about Oppenheimer is if you watch it, you must follow it with Barbie because what everyone was doing last year was watching Barbenheimer, so you need to do that too. It's the only way to actually take the actual scent off of the fact that they made this crazy film about the Atomic Energy Commission. And then you can actually watch and go to town and be like, okay, we're good. And Barbie, in fact, is long, but not that long. And I think it makes some very good points. and it is going to be completely overlooked in the awards because the awards are stupid. And away we go.
I feel like I have 4 to 5.
Favorite pictures?
Top
Sure.
3 fave. I have 4 to 5.
Yep.
Of favorite pictures. Okay, so my number 1 would be a tie between the Thin Man and Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House.
We watch both of them with regularity.
Yes. Sorry, 3-way tie. Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House, The Thin Man, and All About Eve.
Well, 2 out of 3 feature Myrna Loy. That's got to be a thing.
That's true. So,
and
okay.
I gotta say, like of the classic Hollywood people, she hits it really hard.
All right.
Really hard.
So, if we're doing top 3, we'll do a 1-way tie in the top between All About Eve, The Thin Man, Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. And number 2, as much as I hate it, I have to do Airplane. I love the movie. I did not mean to say I hate the movie. I just mean I hate for it to be number 2 because Airplane.
It also sounds like you're calling Airplane number 2.
No, Airplane is amazing, and I
Hilarious. Hilarious.
I love it.
And I'll note that your top picture is a comedy, so like really veer a very specific way. Yeah.
Heard someone say they wouldn't trust Oppenheimer on a hamburger stand. Okay, so I'm just saying, yeah. Okay, so 1-way tie. Thin Man. Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. All About Eve. Number 2, Airplane. I'm not sure after that. Honestly, I was going to do top 3, but...
You were going to do top 5.
No, I was going to do top 3, but like...
You got them. Erica's wondering what happens when we open the Criterion closet. Oh, I don't know. How about Seventh Seal? How about Juliet and Juliet Spirits? No, like seriously, I'd go for those.
For number 3, I'm between The Right Stuff and Legally Blonde.
Right Stuff's kind of awesome. That's our era.
I love The Right Stuff.
And it hit it really hard. Philip Kaufman, who's apparently a real pain in the ass director, also directed Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 70s version. Honestly, that's well done. So I got to think there's something going on there.
If we can't do
Chicago guy, by the way,
a 3-way tie for number 1, then I will readjust.
You could always do whatever you want. You could have like 100 Desert Island discs, but you only get 3.
Tootsie, yes. Tootsie is definitely in my top 10.
Definitely. If I were to like choose a picture that I would see a lot and think about it a lot, probably Blow Up, Antonioni.
That's on Tubi, I think.
He's intriguing. It's got a lot going for it. You really have to think about it a lot. I'm not going to say it's for every character, but it's got a great score.
With Christopher Reeves. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Wild Hogs. I've never even heard of that.
Wow.
What?
Oh, hello.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking Wild at Heart and Wild Thing and what's the other one?
I don't know.
Thinking about it. Desperately Seeking Susan. Just saw it recently.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Actually, pretty good picture. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yep.
I love that. I love that film. It's fun.
Yeah.
After Hours. Scorsese.
After Hours. If you're talking Scorsese, that one gets underrated because it's not
Somewhere
about
in
monsters.
Time. Yes. So
but
good.
But After Hours tells you most of what you need to know about New York, and the message is always the same: don't go downtown. I think it's Griffin Dunn, and boy does he
has John Travolta and Tim
put over there. It's a pretty sick picture, and I got to say I respect Scorsese.
Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot is amazing.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Some Like It Hot is a good one.
If you want to talk about pictures I would see on a dime, Dr. Strangelove. Yeah, sure. Great sets. just crazy. To the point where the U.S. military was talking about, so how did you get pictures of the big room? And they're like, we didn't. Well, how did you get the picture of the inside of B-52? Well, we kind of really didn't. They just created it out of imagination, and it looked right.
Oh, Gettysburg Man
Yeah.
says, my number one will always be tied between A Christmas Story and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacay.
Vacay, baby.
Oh, Pretty in Pink. I was just thinking about that yesterday because we added that to Glendora's playlist for her crawl room.
We thought she should have it. I like this song.
Yes, I do.
It's not my favorite song from the Furs, but I like it a lot.
I like
and
Pretty
it works.
In Pink. I'm available for that.
And the picture is all about the underdog actually like hitting high, and there you go. It's very important. And you've got
Thin Man,
who is
Mr. Blandings built his dream house all about Eve.
Who is playing the absolute prick in Pretty in Pink?
James Spader.
Oh yeah, he always plays a prick. You start to think that James Spader is a prick, but I think he's just
he's just an actor doing his thing.
He's just doing it properly, and
he found his niche.
I'm a dissipated high school youth.
He found his niche.
I'm totally stoned out on cocaine, but I'm going to tell you, she's no good for you.
Sylvia. Yeah. Is this a pre-Oscar bet? No, it did not start off that way, but it started out that way because this is one of our videos, so who even knows?
There we go, James Spader. He actually does it well.
That's the thing. He's so good. Like I will give him points as an actor. Like I'm sure he's a wonderful guy in real life.
Well, it's like I keep talking about every time we see Robert Culp on Columbo, he plays such a prick. I'm like, is that just you? And it's like, or maybe he's just acting it. So maybe he knows that. Maybe Robert Culp in real life is a really great guy.
Maybe he's just a really good actor.
Maybe James Spader is an okay dude.
Maybe he's just a really good actor.
You play a couple of racks of pool with him and then have a couple of beers. There you go.
Dream a little dream of me. Oh,
Cass Elliott. Hello. Take a look at, by the way, find her up on the YouTube on the Ray Stevens show. Just search on that and be amazed and then report back. Yeah, no, that's great stuff. She died stupid young.
When someone plays a bad guy and you leave the movie absolutely hating them, they're a good actor. Exactly.
If it works, it works. If it works, it works. I was talking about Invasion of the Body Snatchers 70s version. Leonard Nimoy is like one of the villains in this thing because he's part of the conspiracy. But he does it very well. And at the end of the day, I can't hate him for that. I mean, he produced it.
Exactly.
And the thing is, do I remember him most from Trek or from Mission Impossible? Paris is great,
I love Mission Impossible.
Oh, man, that's a thing. 2 Disney shows. Take your pick. Devious. We could set standard. We could talk about favorites. Who the hell cares? I will change that tomorrow when I find something really cool. And the thing is, I always find something more fun that I will recommend to you. Right. And like, if you never heard of it, check it out. You're going to tell me about something I've heard of, and then I'm going to check it out and say, thank you. We try all of these liqueurs, so you don't have to because they're expensive. And some of them are really, truly terrible. And we will probably not tell you too
terrible
much
ones now, though?
about that. But we will tell you about the stuff that works well. Because some of it is a little unsung, and it's worth your time. So.
It takes a good actor to be a really bad guy. Exactly.
It takes your time. It takes your time. And I think about Die Hard. I mean, there you go.
Think about Donald Sutherland.
Body Snatchers.
Body Snatchers. Oh.
Yeah, he really was. He was really great.
Oh, Sylvia says, I've been watching Rockford Files because see old 70s Los Angeles. Me too.
I know.
Because I lived there then because I was small. So it's like really old memories. But yeah, that's how it looked to me when I was a kid. Exactly.
So Lisa, you do know Donald Sutherland in a film called Clute. If you don't, check it out. If you do, there we go.
Okay.
Really, really great picture. Alan Pakula is an extremely paranoid director, and I could recommend about 3 or 4 things from him. But start with Clute. That's actually a really great role for him and for Jane Fonda. It's well done. but it fits the era better than anything I can think of. It's really amazing how that actually just like sunk in. Yeah, well done. Well done.
I'm just still looking at HR Puff and stuff in the background.
We're still watching Puff and
So
stuff.
messed up.
We're not puffing stuff, but we're watching Puff
Witchy
and
Poo
stuff.
is busy.
I think Jack Wilde just aged about 100 years.
I'm
This
just
is
thinking
getting really
like
sick.
Billie Hayes, like she was busy in this show.
Oh, she's working it.
Yeah. That.
She's kind of great at it. Yeah.
Just gonna move that so I don't knock it over, but man, I feel like she had no respect.
She didn't really get it at the time because I think people
Yeah.
thought she was just playing to type. But at the end of the day, she's working hard.
But would that really be her type? That's offensive. Like, your type is a crazy witch.
Well, she also played a genie in the other show, and it was a little nutty. But at the end of the day, I think she actually plays a
Wasn't
very
Immaculate
impish
Heart
kind
of
of
All the
character.
President's Men? Was he? I've seen that. I don't remember that, but I've seen that film.
I don't believe he was. And the fact is that it actually works a lot like a Pacula film. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to admit it here.
James
But
Spader
yeah.
is someone that comes to mind when you can play a complete jerks, but in interviews you can tell he's a cool dude.
A little good.
I love
Yep.
that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, who the hell did President's Men?
Wait,
Now I'm thinking.
hold on. I gotta go back. I'm missing a.
It's that, who am I thinking of? Dustin Hoffman and
It's a tough movie to watch. But
Robert
for
Redford, Body Picture.
definitely be seen. Wait, which one?
Hmm.
Which movie is tough to watch but should definitely be seen? All right, is that All the President's Men?
half the stuff I've been talking about.
All right,
Well, Blow Up is a little tough to watch, but it definitely should be seen.
okay. Have me another donut.
Tell me more popcorn. It's candy, but I actually feel like I want it.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
All the President's Men. Oh, okay.
Oh, Pacula is All the Presidents. Okay, there we go. Then we're done. Then I'm wrong. I'm glad to be wrong. Well, you know, that is probably the ultimate paranoid film,
12
because
Years
it's
a
about
Slave.
a real conspiracy.
12 Years a Slave. I don't ever want to see that film
Oh, geez.
again.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was so upsetting.
It's a hard picture to watch. It's real, and it's based on an actual memoir, so it's even harder to watch. I recommend it once.
I'm completely available for people seeing it.
Yeah.
And you should see it.
Yeah.
It's as upsetting as it could possibly be. 12 Years a Slave. I'm like,
No, it's a tough one.
that
real
is a
tough one.
hard movie to watch.
But there are a lot of hard pictures
I
to
was gonna
watch
say
that I can think of.
That's a
and
hard movie to
I can't
watch.
single that one out. It does it well. It had a great cast, great ensemble cast.
It was the most depressing film I've ever seen in my life.
3 Days of the Condor, great paranoid picture.
Ugh.
Yeah, I love the fact that
I feel that way about Schindler's List. Julia's thing, yeah.
that film starts with like Robert Redford goes back to his office and everyone's dead. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, and then it goes from there. That is kind of crazy. It's that sort of like paranoid conspiracy
This
thing
is
in the middle 70s.
The hardest movie I
very
ever
well.
laid eyes on was the Monster Within. I've never seen that.
Is that like the devil
Yeah.
inside?
12 Years a Slave is just like, I don't. It was
Rough
just
stuff.
the most depressing film I've ever seen.
I'm trying to think of what I want to watch next, because now you're inspiring me, and now we need to
12
make
Years
more
a
drinks
Slave.
and more popcorn and figure out what we want to put on this thing. And is it going to be pictures about the world ending,
No.
or pictures about the world
Give me the
being
remote.
horrible?
I'm going to find something fun.
I would watch Strangelove. This is a comedy,
That-
by the way.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
I
Spillage.
don't think we have that available.
Spillage.
So,
Spillage.
oh, there we go. All right. Wait. Oh. I'm looking on the wrong. I'm looking on the computer screen.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen.
I'm looking at
There
the
we
wrong
go.
screen.
Yep.
All right. What can we watch? All right. My stuff.
Gotta bust some things out here.
Hello. We are not going to continue watching that stuff because it's making me sad. Heart to Heart. That's a good one. After Hours. Streetcar Named Desire. Pond and Waterfall. Love Boat. You're seeing the inside of my brain right now. I'm just saying. It's a Living. I feel like you're literally just seeing the inside of my brain right now. Everything I'm finding is like, oh, Kids in the Hall. That's good. No, but we could do better. I'm just saying. All right, let's go to Hulu. What's Hulu got for us? Welcome, Blank. Don't call me Blank. Okay. Capote versus the Swans. He's got to be awake for that. He was not awake for that last night. I'm just saying. We put on Capote versus the Swans and he fell asleep at 14 minutes. All right. Miss Congeniality is amazing. I love that. Something Fun. I love that too. John Candy. Willy Wonka. Oh, Sylvia. Good to see you. It's a Living was a fun show. Yes. Eric sees the inside of my brain every time we chat on Wednesday. And I feel like I'm seeing the inside of my brain right now. Okay. Now I'm on Hulu. Oh, come on. It's no joke searching on the things you saved. All right. Beyond the Cults. Like, no, I'm not sure I'm feeling that. Scandal. I love Scandal. All right, hold on. Have you seen this man? I don't know. My Killer. You know what? Later I will be completely available to watch that. RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, hold on. Meet the Housewives. The Confluencer. There's a show called The Confluencer. Mass made me sad and Cher was awesome in it. I know, like, you know, Gettysburg Ma'am, I feel that. I do. The Chippendale Murders. No. I don't want to see what's expiring. You know what? If I didn't watch it by now, I don't care. Clearly. Oh, wait. Jeez Louise. My stuff. They have Poor Things on here. I'm just saying. Paul hasn't seen Poor Things. I loved Poor Things. So. My telepathy is working. Oh. That's me sad. No. Wanted to do a weird kind of prank, but I don't think could be done with that. Anyone busting out laughing. Oh, Eric, what is it? We'll keep your secret, Eric. Let us know.
Jumps and Betty Fours?
Ew. I feel like everything we're having is like sugar and flour, but
yeah, this is not exactly ameliorating.
A Very Brady Christmas.
Yeah.
I want to fast forward on the movies.
Yeah.
Plaza Suite.
That's a good one.
Man.
Speaking of Simon.
Soap Dish.
Didn't you go to the National Simon Conservatory?
Shut up. I'm parking on Soap Dish. Because Soap Dish is amazing. Play my movie.
Do it. Oh.
Add to my stuff. Wait, why is it not playing?
I can't tell you that. Gotta go for artisan bread. Oh, that sounds awesome.
I hit play and it didn't play it.
Somebody hit you.
Somebody does hate me. Keep talking.
Okay, I will. We're still talking about the classic pictures. Oh, somebody's talking breakfast at Tiffany's. That's Gettysburg.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, Tiffany's is a great picture, and I always think of that for the score. The score is just some kind of awesome, but it is a classic Mancini. You know, so good.
This is
Which
so
makes me
depressing.
think of all of the others within the same period, like Experiment in Terror, Charade, Pink Panther, Shot in the Dark, Great Race. What else came in there? Two for the Road, and Gun, the Peter Gunn motion picture. Really need to see this sometime. And what else?
I
came
added
after
Ken
that?
there because
The Party, which I really underrate, but has some great stuff in it. Bingo.
that's not what I wanted to watch, but
Yeah. Some of this material may be disturbing, it says. Oh, well,
really?
that's contemporary motion pictures. I think I'll deal with it. And boom. So, I know that we need to get some more nutrition in here besides carbs, and sugar. We will. The talk of fresh bread sounds awesome. I'm probably not doing that. I kind of wish I had a nice baguette, and we have some good soup over there, and we could just do that and be pretty happy with the whole biscuit. We'll see what we can do. Maybe it's not that impossible.
On all the time. All right.
Oh, Hank is great. He's just one of these guys, and if you talk to people who worked with him, they're going to tell you he was the greatest conductor to work with. He was just awesome. I think he was just a kind of a very content guy, and he wrote fantastic scores for orchestra. People appreciated that.
Does your dog
It's
bite?
so cool.
I thought you said, does your dog doesn't bite? Mine doesn't. And that's not my dog.
No, my dog. It's not my dog. But, well, is it about that time? I actually did let you know about that.
We've been live almost 4 hours.
It's true. It's about the time to kind of wrap it up.
All right.
But it's been so good. And I tell you, like on a Saturday, I can go.
I feel sad to wrap it up because, like,
we could go for
we
hours.
Get into Lieutenant Joe Kenda.
We could let this go much longer, but
We can let it go much
the
longer.
fact is, at some point, I'm just going to fall asleep on camera. That's probably not positive. And the truth is, you deserve better than that from us because we're here to give you a little entertainment on a Wednesday or a Saturday, and give you some good ideas. Because I don't know, we see a lot of these things. We try a lot of these things. We talked about TV. We talked about movies. We talked about drinks and a little fun food.
Thank you for joining us.
Of great things going on.
So much fun.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Wish I could have you here. The whole lot. Really.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Julie pointed out daylight savings time. Yeah. So set your clocks ahead. Yep.
Let me see. Spring forward means that you lose time.
Yeah, you do. You lose an hour.
Jeez. Good thing it's happening Sunday.
Yes.
I'll figure it out. I'll be a wreck Monday, but I'm asleep on the train anyway.
You'll be wearing green in your next stream. Yes, we will. Next one is St. Patrick's Day. Wednesday, St. Patrick's Day.
Truth.
Please join us.
Yeah. And was probably inspired a whole bunch of themes, as a matter of fact. So if there's anything you're thinking about, let us know because, we'll act on it.
We love you guys too so much. Thank you for joining
Crazy
us.
ideas forwarded in this actual broadcast have inspired projects we're working on right now.
You have?
So it's very true. You never know. It could be crazy, but if it's a crazy idea, it's more likely that I'll pay attention to it and see what's happening.
We're like, what? Oh, okay.
See what's happening. Safe ideas don't lead anywhere. They lead you to mediocrity. So, boom. But broad ideas and bold ideas will lead you forward. I think that's an absolute truth that I would say any day of the week. And I would say that anybody here who is creating anything, bold ideas will lead you forward. So go with that. Any advice you need on stuff, let us know. I mean, you know what we do here. And we'll be able to help you. But the fact is, we've been live for 3 hours and 55.
Almost 4
And
hours.
we need to be functional for the rest of the day if I'm going to throw something on the grill or whatnot, which I would do.
You'll throw something on the grill?
Ooh, we still have shrimp. Oh, that could happen. I don't know.
Okay.
Crazy stuff. I thank you so much for watching us. We have many patrons here tonight. Thank you so much for patronizing us.
Thank you so much. I'm seeing all of your comments.
If you do not patronize us and you would like to, let us know. We can point you to there. That makes a big difference to us. If you're like, hey, I'd like to send you something, talk to us, And if you would like to buy some glassware, some records, or some towels, we still have all three. We will gladly sell you any of these things. And we will quote you a very good price because we're not talking about crazy, stupid shipping. We want to keep it reasonable. I know it takes a lot to get glassware to you. Oh, I know. But the fact is, always remember, no matter where you go, and no matter what you do, we are going to see you soon.
See you later.